Okay, let's put him up. Alright, boys. Where's Seth? Oh, he's there. You gonna introduce this? It's gonna be around. So I got it running already. I got it rolling. It's rolling now? Yeah.
Gentlemen, you are very lucky. You are the luckiest.
How distorted can your fender know?
Because Iron Britain performs tonight! The one song that they have ripped off and Weird Al'd into something extra gay for you. And they've never played together. They are a completely internet-based band that was put together by the geniusness of Seb.
Actually, it was Maurice Starr that put us together, the guy who discovered New Kids on the Block and First Edition.
Guaranteed 2,000 words or more. LeBrain train. LeBrain train. If rock and roll is what you crave, it's guaranteed to make your day. Stick around and what they've got to say. LeBrain train. LeBrain train. Yes, and list you never know, so just sit back, enjoy the show. This train goes everywhere you want to go. LeBrain train. LeBrain train.
Give me a one-way ticket to anywhere and a glazed donut. To go.
LeBrain train. LeBrain train. All aboard.
It helps if I add myself to the stream. I was so busy rocking along to the song that I forgot to add myself to the stream. Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. It's December 31st, 2020. The end of a shitty year and the beginning of more of the same. But not tonight. Tonight we have something special lined up for you. We have comments. Lots and lots of comments. John T. Snow is in the house. Now, John T. Snow, I'm hoping that you will stick around because it is a very good possibility that one of the lists will be of interest to you personally. T-Bone Erickson cannot make it tonight as he has plans, but that was his song, the LeBrain Train. Thank you so much, T-Bone Erickson. Say hello to my mom, everybody. And yes, that song rocks. It is catchy. Now, according to Harrison, 2021 is predicted to be at least slightly better than 2020. The East isn't on fire, so that's something. And, you know, we have the regulars. We have Kevin, Harrison, Lana, Coffee. Oh, that's good. We have Holland in the house wishing everybody a happy new year. Oh, my goodness gracious. And how long ago was that? Well, I'm hoping to show some video clips tonight, Lana. I've been playing around with the idea of playing some video clips tonight to give myself breaks. Because I don't know how long I'm going to be able to go. I have not seen midnight on New Year's Eve in many, many years. So I'm not promising anything, but I've planned videos so that I can take breaks. I believe that video was from 2014, although when Eric, Uncle Meat, comes on, he'll be able to confirm or deny. Lots of stuff planned for tonight. We have drop-in guests. Each guest will be bringing their own lists of whatever they want. I made a special list, and I am looking forward to reading it tonight. Chris Sarr is drinking whiskey. Scott Peddle in the house. Scott, I would like you to join the stream at some point, but you're a hard man to convince. Yep, that's the Def Leppard Early Years box set in the background. Yes, ma'am, that is correct. So, like I said, we have some lists tonight. We have some special guests. I'm hoping everybody that I'm expecting will be able to show up. That's what I'm hoping. I'm working on artificial energy tonight because, like I said, I haven't seen a midnight on New Year's Eve in many, many years. But I do remember what I was doing New Year's 20 years ago. Remember 20 years ago? Y2K? Remember that? I was at a work Christmas party, New Year's party, I should say. Back when work was fairly harmonious, there wasn't a lot of discord. There weren't a lot of personal issues like there were later on. And I was the designated driver. I drove them all to, we had a house party, and then we drove to a club called Phil's up in Waterloo. And I've seen enough Phil's in my day to satisfy me. So I escaped and went home for a neighborhood Christmas party over at Rob Zabo's house, his parents' house. Rob wasn't there that night. He was actually playing a gig. And we rang in New Year's with his family. That was great. And then after that, we raced home to make sure the computer was still working. And it was. But I remember that very stuff. Yeah. Y2K. Y2 COVID. Dirty Phil's. Yes, sir. That is the one I'm talking about. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Make sure you got your invite to join. Michael Morwood is directly responsible. Well, not directly, I guess. He was the intermediary in getting me the LeBrain Train artwork that I've been using. Here, Michael, I just shot you the link if you feel like joining. So, drop-in show. Guests will be asked. Yeah, my mom. Nice to just walk home after a New Year's party because the Zabos just lived across the street. That was fantastic. Just walked home. Checked on the computer. It was working. It was great. So it's a drop-in show tonight, as I said, and guests will be asked to submit their own Nigel Tufnell top 10 lists of any subject they like. So Michael, for example, could list his Nigel Tufnell top 10 Star Wars movies, if he so desired. That's Michael right now. Chris, we should probably not get into the subject of what my mother's like when she's had a few drinks. I have some memories. I have a lot of memories. I was a designated driver a lot. Remember picking her up at Pat's house. Remember that, Mom? Picking you up at Pat's house after a Christmas party? Yeah, I remember. Well, thanks for joining me on this very, very different New Year's Eve. Makes Y2K look like the joke it was. And I hear fireworks out there. I didn't know New Year's Eve was a fireworks kind of night, but I guess that's what it is now. It's 9 o'clock and there's already fireworks. That's a great sign. And, you know, the pandemic is still raging. People are defying lockdown left, right, and center. At churches and barbecue restaurants and gyms. All kinds of places you really, really want to be during a pandemic. So, you know, lockdown is scheduled to end the last week of January, but I'm not optimistic. I think that this is going to go on for a long fucking time. Hello, Bryce from Elmira. How are you doing? You're not very far from me at all. Oh, you were at Sausage Fest, but never had the pleasure of meeting me. Well, I did not attend the 2020 event due to the fucking pandemic. Fireworks any time of the year in our hood, yeah. 100%. 100%. So, I think I'm going to play a track for you guys. Because I promised I was going to play some videos. Do I want to start playing videos so soon, though? That's the question. Do I want to start playing so soon? Michael Morwood had told me, well, I can tell you by your Boba Fett icon that we're going to get along famously. No issues there, my friend. In fact, I can't wait to meet you at 2021. That is going to be my pleasure. I assure you of that. I have a... You'll see. This is for you, Bryce. This is for you. This is my Hot Toys Boba Fett, which I have not... I've opened it. I've taken it out of the packaging once and put it right back in. This is the deluxe version. It's beautiful. Oh man, I don't want to get too crazy here unpackaging this thing, but I will give you a glimpse of the figure. Look at this. Look at that. 2 helmets, all kinds of alternate armor, a whole shit ton of alternate hands. It's a beaut. It's a beaut. I tell ya, it is a beauty. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, it's worth buying, Bryce. It is worth buying. And yes, it is, Luke. Yes, it is. Yeah. I would like to talk to you, Michael, about helmets and stuff. We will catch up. Hello, Ellen. How are you? So, instead of playing you some music, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on our first guest of the evening. People are just kind of dropping in when it's convenient for them. And we have with us tonight, with the first top 11 of the night, we have Dr. Catherine Ladano. Woo! How's Dr. Catherine tonight?
Hi, I can't hear anything. If I'm live, I can't hear anything.
Shit. Nobody else is having any issues with audio that I'm aware of. Can everybody hear Catherine? We had audio issues earlier tonight with Catherine. Okay, well, we might not be able to do that right away. Happy New Year, Ellen. Yes, I am wearing a Van Halen shirt. Yes. Nice to see you, Ellen. I hope all is going well. Bryce has like 7 helmets? Nice. I should get my Vader out for Bryce. I have lost track of what we're not telling Meat. Ah, that's cool. So, Lana's dad has the same Van Halen shirt as me. We can hear... Okay, they could hear her fine. Everybody could hear her. She can't hear me. Okay, so we can hear her, and she can't hear me. Hello!
Hi, now I can hear you.
There you go. Yes, everybody could hear you just fine.
I got headphones now, so I can hear you.
That's awesome. Yes, headphones help a lot. A lot. What are you doing tonight?
Right now working on a puzzle. Short virtual night with friends.
I couldn't hear any of that. That was not good audio.
Oh.
Okay. Hello. Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Somewhat. Hello, Gary Snow. Hello, Scott Peddle. Hello, Mom. Okay, try to say something.
Test, 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 test.
It cuts in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Speak in short sentences. They're saying it's echoing.
I hear
Do you
that
have-
too.
Do you have like a Facebook window open or something like that?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm going to go try to plug in headphones myself. That might help. Okay, test. Hello. Hello.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not echoing anymore.
Okay. That's great.
Does it sound okay?
Sounds great.
Okay.
Okay, so repeat for those who missed it at home. What are you up to tonight?
Right now, Drew and I are working on a puzzle, and shortly after, I'm meeting up with friends to do a virtual game night.
Very nice. What are you playing?
Going to be a few different games, probably some code names, Hanabi, maybe some Euchre. They're all fun games, trust me.
I've never heard of code names or Hanaki.
Hanabi.
Michael Morwood is playing COD. I don't know what that is. Carnival of Death. I don't know. That's what kids
Sounds
are playing
awesome.
these days. Okay, so our audio is much better. Yeah, I don't know those games. I was actually doing some gaming earlier tonight. I was playing Lode Runner. And I was playing... there was another one from the 80s. Lode Runner was the main one. I got stuck. There was one level that I used to get stuck on so much back in the day. Level 7. And I got so stuck on it that I turned the game off and left. Scott Peddle likes Euchre. A Call of Duty. That's what COD is. See, there it is. Yeah, Euchre is a lot of fun, but wasn't fun for us when we were growing up. Because Mom and Dad and Uncle and Aunt used to play Euchre for hours and hours and hours, and it got actually quite annoying.
Yes, indeed. No doubt about that.
Mom loved Lode Runner. Yes, she was the best at Lode Runner. Anyway, so tonight, all the guests that are dropping in have to submit, or read, I should say, a top 10 list, or a top 11 list, because it's the Nigel Tufnell top 10, of whatever you want. Whatever you want. So, what would you want to talk about in your top 10 list tonight?
So I'll be honest. I been thinking about this all week and struggling to come up with any one thing. And I was thinking about making top 10 lists out of several different things that made my final list. And but I struggled to come up with 11 of anything. So what I ultimately decided to do is my list is the top 11 things that are awesome and helped me get through 2020.
Okay. Good list. All right, so count them down starting from number 11.
All right, and I'll just preface this by saying it's pretty random. There's not a lot of connections between all these things. So number 11 is potato chips. I'm a big fan of all kinds of potato chips, or crisps as they call them in the UK. There's not a single flavor I don't like, and I would say specifically Woody's Craft Chippery in Uptown Waterloo is absolutely fantastic, and it's a wonderful place, and you all should support it.
Woody's Craft Chippery?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up now. Oh my god, I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, we have a craft
small
chip
batch,
place.
big taste.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my god. Okay, so there's a 2021 thing for people to do.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Small business in Uptown Waterloo. They are still up and running, but I'm sure they need some help. So go support them and eat some amazing chips. Number 10. This is a very new, very recent addition to the list, and it's going to be the Nintendo Switch, the latest Nintendo console. I just bought one about a month or so ago. Been playing it a lot over the holidays, and it is amazing. I'm a huge Nintendo fan, and the Nintendo Switch is the thing. If you don't have one, you should get one.
I don't have one. That's very cool. Is it like one of those things like when the Wii came out where it was impossible to find for normal money?
Yeah, and there was actually when COVID started, there was a shortage of them, and you couldn't get them anywhere. So when I finally saw that they were available again at the regular price, I jumped on it and got one from Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah, but I think they're readily available now. You can get one for $3.99.
Okay.
Number 9, it's fairly general again, but I'm just going to say 80s music. I'm a big fan of music of the 80s, and 80s music helps me feel better about everything. So 80s music, big win for me to help me get through 2020.
Well, if there's one thing I learned from the 80s, Corey Hart told us to never surrender.
Yeah, that's right. I've also... I've more recently gotten into, speaking of 80s music, gotten back into Glass Tiger, and I got some new albums on vinyl of theirs, recent ones and new ones and old ones, and realizing how awesome that music is. So yeah, 80s music.
Yeah, I was going to get Diamond Sun on vinyl this year, so that's one of my goals, getting Diamond Sun on vinyl.
Me too. I thought I had it on vinyl, and I don't, because I was looking for it the other day. Okay, number 8 is again a general one, creating art. So creating art, creating music, creating painting, writing, etc. I think is just an awesome thing all around and extremely important when we're going through hard times.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Number 7, my new favorite television show, which is Cobra Kai. Yeah, it's Cobra Kai. I didn't actually. I only discovered it this year because I didn't see it when it was originally released on YouTube, but it made its way to Netflix this fall, I think, and I started watching it, and I am hooked, and it's unbelievable. If you're a fan of the original Karate Kid, they just did the best possible job with it. The writing is so good. A lot of fan service in there, and it's amazing. And season 3 launches tomorrow, so I can't wait. Yeah.
Even Mom likes John Kreese from the TV commercials.
Yeah, and he's in the show, and he's awesome.
But is he a good guy? Like, is he Koala Kai in the show? Is he turned good?
No. He's kind of all the characters are a little bit different than they were in the movie. They've evolved, except for him. He's still like just a total baddie.
I love in the commercial when he says, "More mercy." And support the leg. Ah, darn. Kevin wants to know what games you've been playing on the Switch.
Yeah, well, I just got a couple ones for Christmas. So right now, just about an hour or two ago, I was playing Super Mario Odyssey, and it's really awesome if you like those kind of like open world Mario games that started like in the Mario 64 style and Mario Galaxy. So it's really good. I've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I've got Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which is really good. And I just downloaded Monopoly for the Switch, but I haven't played it yet.
Oh, I love
Monopoly
on the computer.
Yeah, it's awesome. Saves a lot of time.
The biggest flaw with any computer Monopoly is when you're playing against a non-human character, it's when it comes down to making deals.
Yeah.
They either make stupid deals that no human player would ever make, or they will not budge on a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
That can never... You always have to have a human player for that.
Yeah, totally.
Chris Sarr says that John Kreese is a dick. Okay, keep going.
All right. Number 6, also a television show, but I would say for me, it's a love of television show and more so the books, and that would be a Game of Thrones. And I would actually extend that to say not just Game of Thrones, but all of the writing of George R.R. Martin. He's my favorite author. I read several more of his books this year in 2020. And I've gotten through all his full-length stories. I've got some of his short stories still that I haven't read yet. But his writing is amazing. Game of Thrones is amazing. So George R.R. Martin / Game of Thrones definitely helped.
That one came out of left field.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, number 5, tying in a little bit with number 10, is the Legend of Zelda game series. And if I were to say what is the best game, definitely Breath of the Wild, which I don't yet have for the Switch, but I have it for the Wii U. And just that game series is amazing. And everyone should play it because it's the best thing ever.
I always liked the original Link on the original Nintendo in the gold cartridge, although it became far too difficult towards the later levels.
Yeah.
And the 2 that were on the Nintendo 64, the 64, those 2 games were great, which was Majora's Mask
and Ocarina of Time.
They were both excellent.
Yeah. And a lot of people consider Ocarina of Time to be the best video game of all time.
I remember it being really good. You could play it for hours and hours and hours. Like you said, the open world, you could just explore.
Yeah, totally. Okay, number 4, Star Wars. But I'm going to clarify this by saying that I mostly mean the 3 original films. I don't care so much for the stuff that Disney's coming out with and that they're going to be coming out with next year. So I'm going to say those original 3 films, best thing ever, deserve to be in the top 10 list.
Okay. Controversial opinion that will generate discussion in the comments, but okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, so number 3, definitely getting into things that I'm not sure I could live without. And number 3 is dogs, and specifically my dogs.
I was wondering if they were going to be number 1.
They're not number 1, but with the top 3 was a tough choice. So dogs, my dogs, and miniature schnauzers in general.
The comments have begun.
Oh, the prequels rule. They're watchable. I don't know if I could say they rule.
I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at number 2.
Okay, number 2 is craft beer. And specifically, I would say Nickelbrook Brewery in Burlington, Ontario. Best brewery, best beer, in my opinion.
So how do you get that?
Some of their beers are available at the LCBO in the beer store, but you really got to go to the brewery because they've got like way more stuff available there that you can't get in the store.
Okay.
Yeah. And
craft beer and craft chips.
Yeah. And thinking back on this, I probably should have put dogs before craft beer. That's kind of bad that I did it that way.
Yeah.
So I'd like to reverse that, but
okay. So dogs are number 2.
Yeah, dogs are number 2. Craft beer's number 3, and number 1, because it's the thing I don't think I could live without, is the bass clarinet, and specifically my bass clarinet, and that's my number 1.
That's awesome. I'm going to give a shout out real quick to someone who I didn't know was a bass clarinet player until last week. Jimmy Kimmel.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? I found a video of Jimmy Kimmel playing with the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones on The Impression That I Get. He was playing bass clarinet. I sent it to Catherine, and she's like, oh yeah, that's a bass clarinet. And he's even playing it saxophone style. So, there you go. Jimmy Kimmel, bass clarinetist that my sister hasn't collaborated with yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I'll read off a couple of comments. Is Johnny from Cobra Kai a good guy now? I guess it's more complicated than that, right?
It is more complicated than that, but he's a much more a character with a lot more depth, and he's a much more sympathetic character. He's kind of like hit rock bottom, and you really kind of feel sorry for him for some of the bad choices he's made. But he's by far the most interesting character in the show. Has a lot of depth.
Kevin is with you on Star Wars and Zelda. Harrison doesn't care for Zelda at all, so we're at a standoff. Bass clarinet and Jimmy Kimmel. Yes, there you go. And I wasn't going to bring this up, but there it is.
Yeah, I was trying to go with things rather than people, because that's a whole other
Dogs
list.
are not things then.
They are
Dogs,
not. They are not people though either.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if you agree with that.
They're a type of person, but
They are a type of person. Anyway, that was a great comment from Chris. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show with the first top 11 listed tonight. I can't wait to get into mine, but that will be a little bit later on. So what I've learned tonight is everybody should go eat some potato chips, have a beer, play some Zelda, and pet a dog.
Yep.
While playing bass clarinet.
Yep.
There you go. That's all you need to know to get through 2021. Thanks, Dr. Catherine.
Thanks for having me.
Woo!
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I wonder how anybody could possibly top that list with beer, potato chips, craft beer, craft potato chips, dogs. Yeah, apparently Cobra Kai is a little bit more developed than the original movie in terms of characters. I haven't really been interested enough to start checking it out, but who knows? We got a long year ahead of us, don't we? Long year ahead of us. Well, I'd say it's time to play some music. So one thing I wanted to do tonight is play some music that makes my skin vibrate. Songs that I believe in. I'm going to start with a song that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. And I hope this doesn't get me a copyright strike, but I'll find out soon enough if my Facebook stream ends. This is a song that I brought up a few weeks ago on our Bands That Nobody's Heard Of stream. This is a local band called Hibakusha. The song is called Masquerade. Paul McLeod was a local legend, and Hibakusha was the only project he was involved in that sounds like this. Brilliant songwriting, playing, recording, and passion. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you Hibakusha, Masquerade, here on the LeBrain Train.
Call it what you want, I call it suffering. Endless lying, always hiding, it's sickening me. I can't wait till you step back and stand in your way. Move against the rocky road through the pain. Feel the full-on force of the rain. Wash all your made-up faces away.
I didn't get flagged. Yeah, like I said, songs that make my skin vibrate, songs that I believe in. I don't know if that's my favorite song from the Hibakusha album, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I must be missing something here. That's they've got that game going on where they say yeah, I had to give your buddy Paul Mack some love. Local legend, and it's isn't that intro amazing? And it's got a great groove to it. It's so great. Hibakusha, ladies and gentlemen. Glad I didn't get a copyright strike on that one. That was the only one I'm worried about getting a copyright strike on. So, got that one out of the way. We're golden. We are golden. You know, good. Aaron's going to show up. Aaron is going to show up around 10-ish. Fantastic. Good old Aaron. Can't wait to see him tonight. I have a video here from someone who could not make it tonight. And someone who couldn't put together a Nigel Tufnell top 10 list. But if this person could have been here tonight, they would have been here tonight. That person is Deke, my buddy, my pal, my partner in crime, Deke. And Deke, I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. I think... Foreshadowing! I think Deke might have been one of those people that live streamed the Kiss concert because of this file that he sent me. Should I play it? Should I play this video that Deke sent me? I don't know what it is. Let's give it a play, shall we? Deke, possibly with footage of the Kiss concert today in Dubai. Let's go to Deke.
Kiss! 12 o'clock, I gotta rock. There's a truck ahead, lights are staring at my eyes. Oh my God, no time to churn. Gotta laugh, cause I know I'm gonna die. Why? Get up, everybody's gonna move their feet. Get down, everybody's gonna leave their seat.
Let's see that again. I gotta...
Kiss! 12 o'clock, I gotta rock. There's a truck ahead, lights are staring at my eyes. Oh my God, no time to churn. Gotta laugh, cause I know I'm gonna die. Why? Get up, everybody's gonna move their feet. Get down, everybody's gonna leave their seat.
So that's Deke. That's what Deke sent us for today. You need that Hibakusha on album, Lana. It's very hard to find. I was lucky that I got it when I did, which was early 2013. That's Deke. Big hand. You know what? One more time. We're going to show it again.
Kiss! 12 o'clock, I gotta rock. There's a truck ahead, lights are staring at my eyes. Oh my God, no time to churn. Gotta laugh, cause I know I'm gonna die. Why? Get up, everybody's gonna move their feet. Get down, everybody's gonna leave their seat.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Deke. I might have another guest lined up for tonight here. I'm going to see if I can send this gentleman an invite, and if this gentleman will accept the invite. But might have another list for tonight being submitted now. That was Deke, and thanks for putting that video together, man. That's fantastic stuff. Yeah, you do have to check it out, Lana. Trust me, it's hard to find. Deke made that video. That is Deke's voice on that video. I guess he must have the Kiss Todd McFarlane action figures, I'm guessing. What I learned from that video is that Deke must have a TikTok. Or one of his daughters have a TikTok, maybe. I don't know. But that was Deke who made that video. And thank you so much, Deke. Deke couldn't be here tonight. So I'm really, really glad that he did that. Now, Kiss did play earlier today, which was New Year's Eve in Dubai, and I saw the set list, and it was just more of the same stuff they've been playing for ages and ages and ages, and kind of disappointing. I was looking at the prices for the different packages for live streaming, and I was looking for one that came with a CD of the show. There is none that comes with a CD of the show. There's one that comes with a vinyl of the show, and it costs $1,000, which I'm not willing to part with $1,000 for a Kiss record and a live stream. I hear that they sounded good. That's what everybody's saying, that they sounded great, that the show was fantastic, that they blew up all the fireworks in the world. But I can't pay $1,000 to get a vinyl. I hate that Kiss are pricing these things out of my hands now. Their attitude always has been, if you want it, that's fine. If you don't want it, then don't buy it. But the other people who do want it should be allowed to have it. And I agree with that, but at the same time, I'd like to have a vinyl of that show that costs less than $1,000. That would be great. I didn't know that Deke had a TikTok either. This is all news. All news to me. Well, I am wondering now if I should get a coffee refill. Oh, I guess I'm not getting a coffee refill yet because we have yet another list inbound. This gentleman has not been on the show since summertime. It's my buddy that I've known for 40 years? 40?
Well,
40 years?
close. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's too far off.
I think it's close
definitely
to 40.
the 80s. I remember meeting you when you were playing Lego with your sister in the driveway.
Yeah, that's...
I think that's my earliest memory.
That's a long time ago.
That's my
long time. I think it's got to be 40 years.
Yeah,
that I've known that guy. That guy right there.
Stanley Park.
OG Stanley Park.
Yeah, unfortunately, you were in the Catholic League and I was in the public league, so we didn't run into each other as much as we could have.
No, we didn't. But we did have one thing in common.
Yeah, George to the Blaz.
George to the Blaz. And, of course, in the 6 Degrees of Uncle Meat, George Blaz and Uncle Meat both played the same Battle of the Bands that you and I witnessed.
Yes.
That's just incredible to me that these worlds have collided in such unique ways and around such unique individuals as George Blaz.
Yeah, and rest in peace. It was 4 days ago with the 6th anniversary or 5th anniversary.
Yeah, I think it was
him
5th.
Passing away.
Yeah. But no, you know what? I think it was 6 because George never got to see the new Star Wars movies.
Oh, that's right.
My sister was trashing in her lists.
Yeah. That was a shocker. Just waking up one day and just seeing all these things posted where he was tagged, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, I had no idea because I think he was just on the couple of days before about how he was going to spend his Christmas and he was going to a party and all this other stuff. So,
hey, Kevin, nice of you to drop by. Happy New Year, and I hope to make it till midnight, but I make no promises. We'll see how this goes.
But get back to George. We're still talking about him, so the guy definitely made an imprint on somebody's life. Right?
All of our lives.
He's a man. He's a man of legend now.
How many of my stories exist only because I knew George?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't hear the Kiss Unmasked album without hearing him play bass on it.
Yeah,
I've told that story numerous times, but
and my memory of George, like the vision I possibly had when his name is mentioned, is tight perm.
Yeah. And
head to shoulder or shoulders to feet. Acid wash jeans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know. It's more good memories with him than bad. And like we had like when we were kids, like I was younger, obviously, but there was a lot of friction between him and I, and we would get into fights, like physical fights. But to be able to get in touch with him again, like when social media became a thing, that was nice.
We spent years looking for him.
Yeah. There's a couple others out there we're still looking for.
Brett Bowerman. The only thing I can really remember about looking for George is that there was a turtle biologist named George Blaz, spelled the same way, because that's all I would find hits for, is this turtle biologist.
Yeah, and for me, it was just a random one night. I was like, I think I was at Ellen's parents' place, and I just got on the computer because I think they were playing dominoes or something, and I just typed his name in, and it popped right up. So, yeah.
I remember when they started putting out brand new Star Wars action figures in around 96-ish. And I came home from work one day, and there was a message on the answering machine. Hey, Mike, it's George Blaz. I just wanted to let you know that I bought a whole bunch of the new Star Wars action figures and all this stuff. I was just like, out of the blue. I haven't heard from this guy in years. And he calls to tell me about these new Star Wars action figures. Like, that was so George.
Yeah, and he was heavy into that too just before he passed away.
Yeah, he was getting back into it in a big way.
Like, not only the Black Series stuff, but also the vintage things and whatnot. And his niece, just after he passed away, we were talking, and I saw an ad on Facebook Marketplace for some Star Wars stuff, and it was her doing it. So she offered me some stuff, but I didn't feel right doing it. Let it go someplace somebody else. That's just I don't know, just something I don't like having other people's stuff when they pass away. And that's not
fair
my
enough.
thing.
Yeah. I get that. The
next
I
thing
still have, or my sister still has all our old vintage Star Wars figures and toys, and I was talking about this the other night. Most of them are broken, but there's a couple that are in pretty good shape. I know our Boba Fett Slave 1 is in good shape, and that was a great toy.
Yeah, Todd and his brother were Star Wars guys. I was G.I. Joe. My Star Wars was an X-Wing that I broke the wing off on Christmas Day, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, and R2-D2. That's it. Actually, it wasn't even R2-D2. It was a droid with the red.
R5-D4.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't even have action figures with the X-Wing and TIE Fighter.
So you and I were probably in competition when George was selling his G.I. Joes, and I was trying to buy up all the early ones that you couldn't get in stores anymore, and somebody bought from him his mobile missile system with Hawk. It was the only one that came with Hawk, and somebody bought it off him, and it wasn't me.
Oh, I think that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for the most part, I had so much G.I. Joe, it was ridiculous. My dad ended up, some guy he worked with, his kid, he was selling his kid stuff, so it was like basically a hockey bag full of G.I. Joe stuff, like the base, hovercraft, like I had a ton of stuff. So I wasn't really so much into it, but when he sold his Death Star playset, I snatched that up because then that became Cobra Commander's base. Right?
Nice.
Yeah, so.
I always wanted the Death Star playset, even though it's kind of crappy. Like, it's a slice of a wedge, you know? It's like 3 levels. There's not much to it.
Yeah.
But I always wanted it because it had the bridge, you know? And
could you imagine the one kid whose parents were rich enough where they bought like 3
6
or 4
of them?
sections, and he just like put it all together, so it was like this giant tower, and like all his friends were coming over and like talking shit about him behind his back because he had all this shit.
Well, there was one kid that lived on Breckenridge named Ian Johnson, and his dad made for him play sets out of tables. So they would make a table that was designed around the Death Star playset, and then they made another table that was all Dagobah. They had holes in them that you could.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, it was pretty cool stuff, but yeah, you kind of had to elaborate upon the play sets that they gave you as kids because there wasn't much to. Usually, a Star Wars play set was mostly cardboard.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff back then. It wasn't until like when like they really got into the cartoon shows like Thundercats and G.I. Joe and all that, where the quality went up.
Yeah.
So you get like really detailed bases, like the G.I. Joe base, like some of the vehicles. The Cobra Hiss tank and the Rattler were my 2 favorite.
Yes, and that Hiss tank was all but unbreakable.
Yeah, and it was like cool because you could take the turret out and you could put a couple figures inside.
Yep.
You know, I don't think you were supposed to, but so
I used that for jail. You know, that was where we put the Joes that were captured.
And the Rattler had plates you could take out, so it looked like it had battle damage.
Yeah, the battle damage plates. Yeah. I have a reissue Rattler in my storage container from a few years ago, and I believe by and large it's identical to the original. But I still have my original too. But the landing gear are all busted.
Yeah.
The rear guns are busted. All the stickers came peeling off. That was a terrible vehicle for stickering.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like, I remember all the bombs had stickers on them, but every single one's peeling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hours and hours.
Yeah.
Spent with G.I. Joe. And the only other toy that tops that is Lego. Lego was like, today as a 49-year-old man, I would love to get Lego. That's how bad it is.
Well, did you not buy some of my Lego back in the day?
No,
Did you miss it all?
Yeah, you had a garage sale, and then the night before, somebody got in touch with you, and you sold it to them.
Yeah. I still have some Lego in the storage locker, but I promised it to Michael Morwood, so...
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
say go and buy some, is what I say. Go and buy some.
I got no room for it now.
Okay, well,
that's why I don't
issue.
collect I stopped collecting the Star Wars Black Series stuff. I just didn't have the room for it, and the price. Like, I still don't have a Boba Fett, which is the crux.
Did you see me earlier with the Hot Toys Boba Fett that I was showing off?
Yeah, I did. Ellen picked me up this. I think it was X Art or something like that. It's they're statues.
Yes.
Or maquettes, if you want.
Art FX or something like that?
Art FX, thank you very much. And it's two stormtroopers, two sand troopers, actually. And one is holding up a pair of the macro binoculars. And she saw them at a second-hand store in Cambridge. Right? So I've got those. They have been out of the package. And I looked it up just recently, and they're going for like $700.
Wow.
So that's nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if I wait long enough, that's my retirement. Right?
Yeah, exactly. But you've got a list tonight, don't you?
I've got two lists. I'll
Two?
let you choose which one to read from.
Really?
Yeah. So I got a TV list of my top favorite shows, and I've got a movie list of movies I've watched repeatedly in 2020.
Sorry, I was messaging Meat when you were talking. TV shows of 2020.
And movies I watched repeatedly in 2020.
I'm going to go with movies that you watched repeatedly in 2020. Because I've done that as well.
All right, so I'll do a honorable mention to Kids in the Hall, which was number 2 on the other list. I just wanted to say that.
Good old Canadian show. Still funny. Always absurd. And in the tradition of Monty Python, basically it was always 5 dudes dressed as 5 women.
Exactly. Just like Shakespeare in the Round.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if anybody's interested, anybody who's listening, go on YouTube and look for Doors Fan. One of the best sketches.
Okay.
So we'll start with number 11.
Okay.
Night of the Comet, which I just recently rediscovered on Tubi streaming service, which is free. 80s zombie / deadly comet movie.
Okay.
So the premise is this comet that has been around for 65 million years is passing by Earth, and everybody's celebrating, and there's big comet watching parties. But what they don't realize is that the comet is actually putting debris into the atmosphere that ends up turning everybody to powder. So essentially what they're alluding to, this is what killed the dinosaurs. But people who are in metal-lined buildings or rooms or whatever, they're not affected. They survive. So when they come out the next morning, obviously these piles of powder, and the ones that were partially exposed, they turn into flesh-eating zombies.
Of course they do.
So it's the story of these 2 sisters who wake up and find out everybody's gone. Go ahead.
How does one get partially exposed? Does it mean he was wearing lead-lined underwear and couldn't get fully exposed, or he was wearing a suit of armor but he forgot to wear the helmet? Is that how you get partially exposed?
Had the window open. Needed to breathe. It's summertime, right? Cool off a bit.
Of course.
Who knows?
It's like, oh shit! There's a cloud of stuff out there that's turning everybody into powder, but man, it's hot in here.
Well, there's actually a subplot where there's these scientists that are looking for people, and what it is, they're trying to find a cure by harvesting people's blood. So they're looking for survivors, and they're actually slowly turning into these zombies because in their underground facility, they accidentally left all the air vents open. So that's how the dust got in.
Okay.
So,
all right.
yeah, and it's a nice piece of 80s schlock. It was actually fairly popular back in the day. But it's
I've heard of it.
It's like one of those forgotten movies though, because it's just never played anywhere.
I've heard of it.
But anybody who's into B movies and like Grindhouse,
movies,
go to Tubi TV. They've got tons of stuff. Like it's crazy, and like I said, it's free. And this is my dog Phoebe, who is
Phoebe.
Very intrusive. Okay. Number 10, Django Unchained.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that movie. I think it next to Pulp Fiction, probably my next favorite, and then followed by the Kill Bill movies.
So good.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Death Proof.
See, you know what the funny thing is? I'm a huge Tarantino fan, and I've yet to watch Grindhouse.
Oh, well, you have to do it properly with the full... see, here's the thing. I don't know what's available in the market now, but when I bought Grindhouse, I had to buy 3 movies. I had to buy 3 separate things. I had to buy Death Proof, the full-length version, Planet Terror, the full-length version, and Grindhouse, the combo set, which has the theatrical versions of both of those films, with all the in-between trailers, including Hobo with a Shotgun, which was only shown in Canadian theaters.
And actually, I do have that set. That's the thing. I bought it. I just never got around to watching it.
And of course, from that, then you need to buy Hobo with a Shotgun, Machete, and Machete Kills
Yeah.
to get all the spin-offs.
Well, you're the collector, right?
Yeah, but they're all great films.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I made my way halfway through Hobo with a Shotgun, but the Canadianness of it was a little bit too much for my palate.
What, the fact that all 3 Trailer Park Boys are in it?
Not even that. It's just like some of the when movies go into the over the top acting, sometimes it bothers me.
Okay.
And like I love Mystery Science Theater 3000, and that's all those movies are. But every once in a while, if it doesn't seem to fit, I can't get into it. Right, so I've seen half of Hobo with a Shotgun.
Aaron is shouting at Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, another great one.
Yeah.
Which produced one of my favorite songs, Little Green Bag.
Leonardo DiCaprio dies in Django? I don't know if I want to know the answer. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I haven't seen it.
Spoiler alert. God. All right, let's go to number 9. Is that okay with you? The Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is one of those ridiculous movies where I could be flipping around, and if it's on TV, I will stop and I'll watch it from whatever part I'm starting at till the end. And I saw it in the theater when I was a kid. So, like...
I did not, but we must have rented it right after.
Yeah, but it's one of those touchstone 80s movies for kids. Right? Like, a lot of adults still love that movie.
It's the only other movie that I can think of that had the young guy from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom in it.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I don't think he did anything else.
I think he did some TV stuff, but I have no idea. Like, I never followed his career whatsoever.
No.
I'll have to dive into IMDb when I get off here.
Short Round
was
the character. Short Round. No time for love, Dr. Jones!
Which is one of my favorite lines from Clerks.
Yep.
Now we'll go to number 8. The Back to the Future trilogy. I'll just include all. It's like one long movie for me.
Because you kind of need to bridge the other... You need the middle movie to bridge the 2 good ones.
Yeah. So it's basically... it's like a 6-hour movie for me. I just love it.
No more parachutes!
What's the when they get onto the raft and they jump out of the plane? What's the line he says? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
We're not. Listen, we're not swimming were crashing or
Something like it's like we're not flying. I don't remember. It was Kate Capshaw's line.
Oh, was it?
I think it was.
Because
she was terrible in that movie. She was so terrible.
Because my first thought is Stewie on Family Guy saying it, and he's dressed as Short Round, right?
They did a spoof of that, did they not?
Yeah. Number 7, Talladega Nights: The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. And the first time I saw that movie, I was high as a kite, and it's just stuck with me. And it's like one of those things, like nothing on TV, can't find anything on Netflix or whatever. Throw that on, right? And then you're good for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Just
my favorite line in that movie, and it's not really a line so much as just an absurdity, was Michael Clark Duncan. When Ricky Bobby has jammed a knife into his thigh, and Michael Clark Duncan says, "Let's wedge that knife out with this other knife."
you got to cut around the meat.
Just the absurdity of it. I love it. That is such a good movie. I've learned from that movie that if you're not first, you're last.
Don't jam that knife in your leg, Ricky.
Oh my God.
That
you got to shake it before you bake it. Great movie. Ricky Booby. The way he says, Ricky Booby. I don't know what Meat's talking about here. He's been doing a lot of foreshadowing. So, and Meat's up next, so.
He's always so cryptic.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea what he's got cooking, but then again, he has no idea what I've got cooking, so. Ricky Booby.
Number 6, Superbad.
Yes! Yes!
I just watched it the other night, actually.
So are you guys on MySpace, or?
Oh my God.
And who's going to give it to her? You. That's who. You.
He's the fastest kid in the world. Oh my God.
Road beers. Always get some road beers.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You know, are you familiar with Yoda from Attack of the Clones?
When Seth is describing the whole drawing dicks when he was a kid, I got tears in my eyes. Just laughing.
Yes.
And it was apparently the director's brother who actually drew all the pictures.
You could buy that book. You can buy it.
Oh my God! Some of them were like the guy standing in front of
the tanks
in
Tiananmen
Square.
Yep.
Stuff like that. Just that's like classic. That's brilliant.
Yep. The only thing, you know what, Scott? I'll be honest with you. That book of art is the one thing that takes me out of that movie.
Oh yeah.
The reality of that movie, because it's quite obvious to me that all of those different pieces of art are done in completely different styles. And as a youngster, he did not have the artistic training to draw those dicks himself. And that is where it takes me out of the story completely.
Like, I've had some weird things that, like, suspend my belief system. But, like, that's a weird one. Like, that's like, what? Well, you know what? There's no way
The dicks are all different. The different dicks. It's the different dicks problem.
Maybe he's a prodigy. Maybe that's why he's lashing out as a young adult.
Prodigy?
Yeah.
Like the Firestarter? Twisted Firestarter?
He may have been the Da Vinci of drawing penises.
Sorry, I've derailed your list too much. Keep going, please.
Number 5, Step Brothers.
Yes!
Ellen and I, that was one of the... Like, when I think we were still dating when we saw that movie. And it was like, oh, let's go see it. It looks kind of funny. And it was the first time we found a movie that we both found hilarious. Like, there was like, you know, okay, I like your movie, but it's the first one that we actually both loved together. Right? And that's why I married her. Nice.
Very, very nice. Because of Step Brothers.
Oh, she's giving me stink eye. I married her because I love her.
Okay, good.
She's the best. Number 4, the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of Cave Dwellers.
Ator. The Flying Eagle.
Yes. And that would be Millie barking at the door because somebody's in the hallway. Yeah, that one, it's the first episode I ever saw. Todd's parents had a big 10-foot satellite dish. So we used to watch all these American stations that we couldn't get in Canada. Like, for example, we were watching MTV the first time they played Smells Like Teen Spirit, stuff like that. and him and his brother, or me and his brother, just happened to land on, I think it was Comedy Network or Comedy Central, and it was just starting. And I'm like, oh, let's check this out because like most immature adults, we like to talk during movies and make fun of them.
Yes.
So this seemed like right up our alley, and we had tears in our eyes. We were laughing so hard, and now I've got like a huge collection of the DVD sets. But yeah, Cave Dwellers is my ultimate favorite. Followed by
I still have my VHS copy that you taped for me.
Yeah,
back in the day.
You're welcome.
My most memorable memories of that movie, the chick that had like a hubcap for her armor plate. There was a wizard whose name was...
Oh, shit. And I just watched it, too. I'm terrible with names.
Whatever his name was, the dude says, hey, look, it's Jimmy Carl Black from the Mothers of Invention.
That's right. No,
Because he did. He looked like Jimmy Carl Black from the Mothers of Invention.
That was Fong. That was
Fong.
That was his partner. It was his fighting partner, Fong.
And the infamous hang glider scene where they have to storm a castle, and he goes, hold on a minute, and he disappears. And a few seconds later, you see this hang glider coming down off the cliff and into the castle walls. And it's like, did he have one stored nearby? Did he build it out of local resources?
Oh, yeah.
What is the story about the hang glider?
Well, that was Tom Servo. Let me get this straight. He extruded the metal, killed the animals, tanned the hides, stretched it over the frame.
Ah, shit. Everybody needs to check out The Cave Dwellers, otherwise known as Ator the Flying Eagle, the Mystery Science Theater version.
Yes, and the whole hang gliding sequence spawned my favorite line of that episode, which is, theory of flight, I'll teach you theory of fist, and then punches the guy.
Yep.
Number 3, Kentucky Fried Movie.
Oh.
Have you ever even seen
That's
it?
the only one of this list that I've never seen.
Okay, so Kentucky Fried Movie was the first movie of the Zucker brothers, who did Airplane and the Naked Gun movies.
The crazy style.
Yeah, and it's essentially just a bunch of vignettes, sort of like you're flipping through watching TV. And the longest segment is A Fistful of Yen, which is a spoof of Enter the Dragon.
Oh, okay.
And it is some of the stuff. It's a very dated movie. Don't get me wrong. If you go to watch it, you may be offended by some stuff. But The Fistful of Yen, just like him trying to sneak into the underground lair, and he's like walking right beside the guard, knocking over shelves, breaking stuff, and the guard is not paying attention. Like, it's just one of those movies you have to see to understand it.
Okay.
But it's hilarious. But yeah, it's definitely like Airplane type humor, where very absurd, very spoofish, satire. It's one of my favorites. It's a movie that started off as a legend because friends of ours had seen it. Christian McDonald, another one, Lionel Blunden. It was one of their favorite movies, and then they would like quote lines. It's a very quotable movie. Don't get me wrong. And we were like laughing just them telling us about it. And then we finally found a VHS copy at Steve's TV, and we rented that incessantly and just watched it. And then when they lost that copy, the DVD became the Holy Grail. And Todd was the first one to get one. And then I finally got mine a few years later. But now that's also on Tubi TV if everybody wants to check it out.
Nice.
Okay, number 2 is any of the Star Wars movies.
Same as my sister had that for her list. That's
Oh,
nice.
but I'm talking about like all of them, like right from prequels to Solo, Rogue One.
Okay.
Ellen has yet. Actually, Ellen watched the most Star Wars I've ever seen her watch today, and she watched the tail end of Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, and she called lightsaber sticks. But she didn't complain. She watched it. I was actually watching her, and she was actually watching it. So there might be hope yet.
There might be, but that isn't the one that I'd want her to have seen.
No, I
No!
Yeah, Mannequin Skywalker. But yeah, hopefully one day.
My shitty directing is ruining Saga.
Clerks 2 reference for anybody.
Yep.
Yeah, so hopefully I get her to watch the original trilogy at least at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, I watched A Walk to Remember. You still owe me, even though I ruined that movie for her. because I wouldn't shut up.
You watch Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. Oh, Henry, just a minute. So, okay, we'll get to number one because the dog wants to go out. Number one, The Blues Brothers.
Yeah!
I can guarantee you I've seen that movie at least, if not more than 100 times.
Nice.
That is one of my. I don't know why. It's just a movie that I clicked with when I was a kid, and I watch it any chance I get. Actually,
That's a great choice. That's Jen's feel-good movie.
It's the only digital movie that I actually downloaded from any of the digital DVD Blu-rays that I bought. So I have access to it on my phone whenever I want. It's the only movie I've done that with. But it's just amazing. Like when when you get the feels during the car chase at the end, like I love it. Like it's just one of my favorite movies.
All the musical cameos are great.
Yeah.
The songs are great. Carrie Fisher's great.
Yeah. It's an iconic movie, and
it is.
Like the two songs they do during their performance at the hall when they're trying to get the money for the orphanage. It's just amazing to watch.
Yeah,
you can feel, even though it's just something they filmed and it wasn't like they're actually performing. You feel like you're actually watching a show.
Truly,
right?
Truly,
and the late great John Candy is awesome in it too.
Yeah,
Orange Whip,
yeah.
Orange Whip, 3 orange whips.
That's Henry.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Henry.
Okay, well, thank you, Scott.
Oh, you're welcome.
I won't keep you from your household duties any longer.
Yeah,
that's a great list. I'm going to read some comments, but thank you so much for showing up and dropping your list, buddy.
All right, not a problem.
Take care.
Glad I can fill that hole.
Anytime.
Right.
Okay, ciao.
Bye.
Lana, the soul man. So, Lana, I was kind of watching your conversation with Harrison earlier about the Transformers. And, like, they can transform into anything. Like, this here is a Decepticon that transforms into a robotic beetle. You see that? His little insect legs. So, yeah. Transformers can transform into anything. Anything they want to. That was great. Thank you, Scott, for coming in, doing that for us. Take care, Scotty. I'm going to refill my coffee, and I'm going to play a song. The next song on the list of songs that make my skin vibrate, songs that I believe in, was alluded to earlier by Mr. Harrison Kopp, and it's Max the Axe, Oktoberfest Cheer. I truly believe that this song, due out in 2021, has serious potential, at least locally. The new 3-song EP will be out next year, and although all the songs are excellent, this one tickles my funny bone. It's a great party track, and that's what tonight is about. Party! So, without further ado, we'll play you some Max the Axe, Oktoberfest Cheer. If the video portion of this looks familiar, it's because I took it from my Halloween show. But the music is the clean studio track, Oktoberfest Cheer by Max the Axe. I'm going to go refill my coffee. Enjoy. Pablo, I'm kind of a big deal. I'm a big rock star. Here's my albums. You want some of my albums? I'm Max the Axe. I'm going to play for you one of my brand new songs. This one's called Oktoberfest Cheer.
and join in the fun. Hey, Uncle Hans, we're partying now. Did you ever know Oktoberfest cheer? October is here. So raise up that beer. Don't crush my smokes. Don't spill my beer.
Thank you. I'm Max the Axe. Welcome to the LeBrain Train Halloween show. I'm Max the Axe. Yes, Alana, you could hear the audio better. Now, I don't know why Dr. David Haslam, who is the lead guitar, the drummer for Max the Axe, I have no idea why he has not heard this track yet, considering that he's on it. And Michael, it's not the first play ever, but it's the first play that counts. It's the first one you can actually hear properly. The accordion makes the song. This is amazing. I agree, Luke. Now, there's still time. You still got 2 hours to submit your Sausage Fest list and put Oktoberfest cheer on it. And I put it on mine. I love the track. I love it. It's fantastic. I really do believe in that track. Opinions vary, but I think it's fantastic, and I think that it has potential to be a party anthem for Max the Axe. Now, Lana also said it'd be funny if Max the Axe was watching right now. I invited him. He knows what's happening. He knows what's going on. But I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Max the Axe. I'll tell you what I have seen. A big old piece of meat!
Hello.
Hello!
Hey.
How are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you
Look
doing?
at my little tiny cup.
Yes, you have a little tiny cup.
It's very strong. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Well,
No, just doing it.
yeah. That's cool. Get it.
Fine.
Close that, please. Thanks. Sorry about that.
So we got some comments here about Oktoberfest cheer. Luke loves it. He thinks the accordion is great. And Bryce says that was sick. He was just listening to River Grand earlier.
Wow.
And Harrison says it's a little chaotic. I agree, but it is a punk EP. Enjoyable listen nonetheless.
Well,
So there's some feedback for you on New Year's Eve for the song that comes out in 2021.
first of all, can you hear me?
Great.
Okay. Well, I mean, my feedback is going to be different than yours. I'm not necessarily an Oktoberfest cheer fan.
You're dressed like you are.
I like the music. I think the music was done really well. Dr. Dave, that Dixicle, he played really well on it, and the stuff is good. I don't really like the vocal lines and stuff. It's just a way. It just preference. It is what it is.
Self-critical.
It is what it
really.
is.
You're self-critical about it.
I am, but there are reasons for that. Here we are. This crappy year is almost over. But looking forward to that.
Me too.
As some people may have known, I had some health issues recently and been finding some weirdness in eating real food now, not just crap. And I'm having a beer. I mean, it's
Why
a
not?
light beer. It's a light beer. That's the change that I've had. So yeah, I really appreciate. I appreciated the list so far, Dr. K and Mr. Petal.
Did you enjoy the Hibakusha earlier?
Of course.
You knew that was coming, though. That was spoiled for you earlier.
Of course. I wondered if it was going to get pulled because I believe that was on a label. So I just don't know how they do that. So
yeah, I don't either. So I rolled the dice on that one and got lucky. Now you didn't know that I was playing Oktoberfest cheer. I didn't tell you that.
No, I didn't know that, and you know, and I don't know if it's necessarily December 31st cheer for me, but it is what it is. I'm always going to have a problem with it in some way, but that's me. I do appreciate the other two songs more. I've heard that there's a new mix of Oktoberfest cheer as well. That's different. So
Right, that was
maybe
not the final mix. That is
it
not
might
the
not
released
sound-
version.
it might not sound as chaotic as Mr. Kopp put.
Right.
And he ain't wrong. So
No, he ain't wrong.
No, he ain't wrong. That's for damn sure.
Hang on. Lana likes the orange meat. Dave Haslam is laughing at something. Apparently, you have a halo with the light behind you.
Well, that's not fair. That's not.
Your hat is awesome.
You wait till you hear my list. The halo is gonna get crushed.
Ace dude, he did miss Hibakusha, although I could play it again later. Who knows? And he says that I need to do this when I drink out of my wee cup. So there you go.
Is there gasoline in that cup?
Yes, that's called Altiso, and it's very strong. It's going to fuel me for the next hour, or at least till the next song.
So your mom's coming on?
Yeah. I don't know when. She said she was.
Okay, well.
And Aaron's still coming on too.
I have never.
Oh, so Mom,
cool.
If you're still watching, Meet's mom should come back.
Yeah, well.
And Michael wants to know if you've seen The Light, which could be a reference to the Halo.
Yeah, Dave's referring I mean, I just recently, because of some medical issues, I had to move in with my mom for a couple months at the most, and of course, as soon as I come on, she's that's the way it's got to go.
That's when she has to talk to you right at that moment.
And speaking of this orange shirt, I don't know where this came. I think this is a Sausage Fest thing. This is a faded picture that looks like Bob Ross. I don't know if you can't.
Yeah, it does look like Bob Ross. Yeah,
and I don't know where it's from.
If I might,
someone will inform me at some point.
If I might guess, that might have been from the Sausage Fest tribute to Troy. Maybe.
No. This might be Tom's. I really don't know whose this is. I just don't know.
Interesting. Oh, okay. So my mom is here. Mom, you and Aaron can fight out who wants to go next. But how about you next and then Aaron? How's that sound? If that's okay, Aaron, maybe just say yay if you're good with that. Or Aaron, if you've got places to be, just say so. And push my mom further down
rules.
The line. Mom rules. You guys next, okay? Mom and Aaron next.
Okay. Well, here we are. We might as well get into my list. My list might be a little controversial, but hey, it's New Year's Eve, and my list is a tribute to a regular on the channel, Mr. John T. Snow.
Well, he was watching earlier.
Everybody loves Mr. John T. Snow. Of course they do. Even though he's American, like that, I mean, he's got that against him, of course, but he's a good American.
We can't help where we're born.
Yes, he's a good American. So my Nigel Tefel top 10, which is 11,
yes,
is going to start because mine is the top 10 Nigel Tufnell Richard Dreyfuss porno movies.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got to be done. So number 11. What About Bob's Knob? Okay, that's probably a good movie. Number 10. Sexual Encounters of the Third Kind.
No more. Okay? My mom is watching.
Oh,
my mom is watching.
Mom is watching. Oh, I forgot all that.
But surely, Eric, on a moment's notice, you can come up with another list.
Yes. We are jesting. We are joking.
I'm hoping Snow is watching.
It was a bit of a bit, if you want to call it that. So, my actual list is funny because I heard that Peddle was choosing between TV shows and movies. Mine is specifically my favorite comedy TV shows. I figured 2020 has sucked. It sucked ass. So, I mean, laughing is good. And, it's funny how you played Paul McLeod earlier. rest in peace, Bud. He was my favorite person to watch comedy with because he would slap his knee and we did a lot of comedy stuff. So, I'm going to say this. Now, these are my favorites. So, they're not necessarily the best, and not going to agree with a lot of people. But I'm going to give a whole bunch of honorable mentions right now of stuff that's not on this list. Okay?
Okay.
We're talking Married with Children, Three's Company, Family Guy, The Good Place, The Big Bang Theory, Larry Sanders Show, The Simpsons, F is for Family, 30 Rock, Modern Family, Rick and Morty, South Park, Friends, Veep, Taxi, MASH, Night Court, BoJack Horseman, Party Down, Welcome Back Kotter, Police Squad, Big Mouth, Cheers, and Community. And the two real runners-up are Flight of the Conchords and a show called Love. That was a Judd Apatow show on Netflix that I really love.
I'm familiar with the show. Yes, I've seen the.
Yeah, so those two get a big thumbs up. So number 11.
May I say one thing first?
Yes.
I'm very relieved that SCTV was not in your runners up.
No, it's not going to be on my runners up. For damn sure.
All right, let's go.
Number 11. Number 11 on the Meat favorite comedy shows is a great duo and some foreshadowing for how good these people are. And number 11 is Mr. Show.
Yep.
David Cross and Bob Odenkirk are as good as they get. As good as it gets, and especially Bob Odenkirk has proven him to be invaluable. Saturday Night Live, The Simpsons, and then now
obviously Breaking Bad and Saul,
and now Better Call Saul, which is a great show. So
he added a real comedic heart to Breaking Bad when his character was introduced.
Oh, absolutely! It kind of made the show, and in ways I prefer what they do on Better Call Saul more than Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's good, but I really like it, and I really like the Michael McKean aspect on
Worlds Collide.
Yeah,
Worlds
for
Collide.
sure. That's a great show. So that's number 11. Number 10, Ricky, Julian, Bubbles, Lakey, Randy, Cyrus, Trailer Park Boys.
Little Drinky Poo.
Got a little Drinky Poo. Trailer Park Boys had to be on this list. Too much enjoyment in the show. Great writing. Just so much fun. I mean, it just give me a fucking R.
Well, Worst Case Ontario, I was hoping that they'd be on your runners-up. Worst Case Ontario.
No, there it is. No, they had to be on the list. So, I mean, it's Trailer Park Boys.
Our mutual friend Peddle is the guy who got me into Trailer Park Boys. He came into the record store one day and said there's a show. The guitar player from Sandbox is one of the characters named Bubbles. And I was just like, that's obscure. The guitar player from Sandbox. And he's like, and Alex Lifeson is on the show. And I'm like, okay, sold.
Yeah, there you go.
Dave Haslam had to name drop the worst episode in the first 4 seasons, Steve French. Worst episode in the first 4 seasons.
That's classic.
Worst episode.
I actually like that he brought that up.
Here's something I didn't know. Water Under the Fridge, bud. There's a new season tomorrow with Terry from Fubar? I didn't know
really?
That. Okay, looks like I picked the right day to not cancel my Netflix then.
That sounds like a line from Airplane.
It was a mutilated line from Airplane.
Okay. Number 9. I had to put it in here, even though it's probably the least funny of all the 11 of my picks, but it's just so good. And it's Barry. An HBO show with Bill Hader and Mr. Henry Winkler. The show is awesome. It's just amazing. It had to be on my list because there are times when you are laughing, and there are times where you're like shocked, like wow. It's like Breaking Bad meets, something funny. Like it's really, really cool. It's a great show. If you have anyone who hasn't seen Barry, it's funny how it seems the HBO just does things right. You'll be hearing some more HBO coming up. But Barry is just awesome. I love Bill Hader. So
I do too. He's great.
Yeah.
I really liked him in shit. What's that Jason Segel movie he was in?
Jason.
The honeymoon, the Hawaii one. Sarah Marshall.
Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing comedy. Love
and
it.
of course,
love
Scott Peddle mentioned Superbad earlier, where
that's
Bill
another
Hader was fantastic in Superbad. You feel familiar with Yoda? Attack of the Clones?
Bill Hader makes everything good.
I know.
So anyone who has a chance to see the show Barry, please do, because you'll love it. It's
Barry,
just quality.
Barry, Barry?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Got it.
Bowery. Good old
Bowery.
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 Number 8. Speaking of HBO, I don't even know if this is the technical name for this, but I'm going to call it the Tenacious D
You're right,
HBO
right.
shorts.
Yep.
Whatever they're called. Those shows changed my life when I saw them. I loved how each one had an actual live performance to start, like really live. And there's songs on there like Cosmic Chains and Special Things that aren't even on albums that I know. I love them. Those shows are so good, and it had to be on this list because I can watch all of them many, many times and love it every second of it. So that's number 8.
That's the show that taught me that clogging was a real thing.
Yes, definitely. And Jesus Rants and just an incredible show. Yes, just an incredible show. There you go. Number 7. Number 7 had to be on here. Some people might put this higher, but number 7 is Seinfeld.
Awesome. I love Seinfeld. I've been watching it lately.
I mean, a show that's in the what's the word? The lexicon of the day, and people just quote it all the time, and it's just full of great stuff. And I mean, you can't get much better than Seinfeld. Not much yada yada yada. That's really all I got to say. Like, there's not much more to say.
If we ever go to Value Village and see a pirate shirt, I will be buying that for Sausage Fest. Seb would be so jealous if I showed up in a pirate shirt.
Well, we got to buy it for him because that's a Seb shirt.
No, that's my pirate shirt. That's my dream. It's
Seb loves Seinfeld.
Yeah, but I dream of pirate shirts. That's my dream.
Yeah,
just like you dream of orange sweatshirts.
Yeah, I certainly do. Bob Ross.
Yeah.
That I apparently stole. I don't know where. I don't know where this came from. Someone had it. I mean, it might be Tom's. I have no idea.
It could be.
Okay. Where are we? Yeah, we're number 6 now. Number 6. Ron Howard directed Arrested Development.
Oh, he did. Yes.
The first 3 seasons of Arrested Development are fucking awesome. Everything they've done afterwards when they tried to recreate what they're doing
got too clever.
It's just not as good. It's just not. But the first 3 seasons, everything about it. Michael Cera, David Cross, Will Arnett, just amazing comedians.
Yeah,
amazing writing. Yeah, it's amazing writing. It's almost a perfect show because nothing was like it beforehand, and there's still nothing like it. Like the way they do that. I really like the narration of Ron Howard. I think
that
it really
has been
adds
ripped
a lot.
off. There's nothing like Arrested Development, but that narration thing has been so ripped off.
But it can't be ripped off when it's not Ron Howard. I think the Ron Howard aspect really
that was the genius of it. And as Aaron said, never forget, there's money in the banana stand. Lana, check it out. If you've got your Netflix, check out Arrested Development. Start from episode 1.
Absolutely.
Or
Yes.
if you just want to dive in head first, I recommend an episode with a court-themed episode where they do a court simulation. That's
no, man, you gotta just jump in.
What was the puppet's name? Franklin Bluth or something like that. The fucking puppet.
Like
it's not easy being brown.
I definitely recommend going right from the beginning. It's worth it.
It's great. Michael Cera was so
What did
young.
Scott Peddle just say there? It's too small for me to see. Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Ron Howard's narration and self-deprecating was what got him hooked.
Yeah. Yes. And the self-deprecating thing has a lot to do with comedy.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with good comedy. There was a guy named Craig Ferguson. No, sorry. No, the guy I'm thinking about is Anthony Jeselnik, who's a comedian I like. But I lost interest in him because he's very opposite of self-deprecating. He's a very he puts himself up, and I find that self-deprecation is the best humor.
It's more relatable.
It's why Spinal Tap is my favorite movie, because they're not afraid to look stupid. You know. Now it's interesting because it goes into my number 5. In ways, this could be higher for me, but not really a comedy show. It had to go in my list. And number 5, I'm going to specify, is Late Night with David Letterman from NBC.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. When anyone who talks to me gets 30% of Letterman every time we talk. It has shaped, how I look at things and my reactions to things. My name is Meat. It's been that for 30 or almost 25 plus years. And it's because, and I don't know if some people may know this, may not know this. I went to college for journalism, and I showed up one day around Christmas time, and the night before, Dave Letterman said to Paul Schaefer, he said, Paul, this year at Christmas time, I'm going to give the gift of meat. And I thought it was funny. So I started saying it around the school the next day. And within days, I was meat. And that's the reason I became meat.
That's funny.
So I had to put Letterman on here. It's another thing that I bonded with Paul McLeod big time, probably because he did the best Paul Schaefer impersonation I've ever seen. Used to make me laugh a lot. And I just saw what Peddle said here. He is the king of self-deprecation. It's the best way to be when it comes to comedy. So that leaves the top 4. Number 4, with a bullet, because It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Ah, surprise. Okay.
Love the show. And one of our Sausage Best buddies, Ryan Mitchell, had he told me years ago that I was missing out and I wasn't getting it. And there were shows that I was putting ahead of it that I needed to revisit. And he was absolutely right. And I fessed up and told him that he was right, because It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is amazing. And it's with 14 seasons. It is the longest. It is the longest show. It just passed for live action, for an actual show. It's not The Simpsons, obviously. It's 30 years, but it just passed The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet as the longest running show with characters, which is very strange because it's completely opposite of that.
Wow.
And that's a long record.
Yeah.
But that's a great show. There's a lot of people that don't realize how good that is, but they should. It's so good. Number 3. Number 3 is, well, it's pretty good. It is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay.
That was the one that Ryan told me because I said it was way better than It's Always Sunny the years ago. Oh, there's no comparison. Well, it's just after it. It's just one better. I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I could watch it all day. There's just so much to love. I love it way more than Seinfeld. I think it's better written than Seinfeld.
Sorry?
I think it's better acted than Seinfeld. Oh.
Amazing husband.
Okay. Sorry, I'm being distracted here.
Okay. Hey, Jen.
Jen's teaching herself Arabic tonight.
Oh, nice.
And she just came in to say amazing husband in Arabic.
Wow.
Zauj Moon says? Zauj Moon says. That's amazing husband in Arabic.
You're
Apparently.
speaking Arabic to me.
Says is amazing.
Wow. So she's teaching herself Arabic. We're talking about Curb Your Enthusiasm. I wonder who's. Well, let's not get into that. It's not a competition. Not a competition.
Love Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's just as good as it gets. Everything from Richard Lewis and Ted Danson and this Mel Brooks. Just full. It's the most complete show. It's better than my number 2. Like, my number 2 is sentimental, and it's why it's there. I think it's the greatest comedy sitcom of all time when it comes to being created. This is the way it is. It's 9-10 seasons. But number 2.
Number 2.
Now, this is something I know because I've watched Scott Peddle. I'm not in the washroom or anything, but I've watched him.
Hope not.
I know he is a WKRP fan.
Yes, he is.
And that is my number 2. And it takes something pretty hefty to beat it out to number 1. But number 2, WKRP. And I am challenging Scott Peddle right now. At some point, we have to do this because I have a feeling he's going to be worthy competition. I've done this many times. To a trivia contest between me and Scott Peddle when it comes to a WKRP in Cincinnati. Maybe you can do it and come up with questions and like him and I have to do it live. Something.
Yeah, I would like to. I would do that. We could do that.
I want a trivia contest with Scott Peddle because I just WKRP is the best like normal sitcom. You know, I don't really look at Curb as like your normal sitcom. It's an HBO thing. It's, you know, things were done totally different then. But for a 1982 show, 4 seasons, 93 episodes, 92 episodes, something like that. He has the shout factory, which is good. That is the stuff that it keeps the music, or at least 90% of the music.
As much as
they tried to release that stuff on DVD, and they took the music out and just ruined the show.
Yeah.
There is nothing more classic than WKRP. Except my number 1.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why you even like questioned earlier, but come on. I mean, my number 1 with a bullet is SCTV.
Of course.
It's pure. It's plain and simple. It has to be. You think of the people that have been involved with SCTV. When you really think about it now, you got Harold Ramis.
John
huge. Wait though. Ramis, huge director.
Yeah.
Huge writer. Okay. John Candy.
Massive.
Absolutely classic and huge movies. Let's go with Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy.
Still huge today. Both of them.
You got all of the Best in Show and all the guest movies.
You got Schitt's Creek. You got all the Christopher Guest.
The Emmys. They swept the Emmys with Schitt's Creek, and then you know Martin Short.
Yeah.
Rick Moranis, Dave Thomas. We're talking about the greatest show of all time. I didn't even mention Saturday Night Live. I was not really ever a really huge fan of Saturday Night Live. It kicks its ass. I fully believe that.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up watching that show, and there were episodes with Fred Willard guest appearing, Roy Orbison guest appearing. Tony Rosato was my favorite cast member growing up.
He was great.
He had Cooking with
Marcello.
Yeah.
And he also had
Marcello.
Chipmunk, a roadie for hire. Hey, I think you got some reverb, man. So many things. It just never ends. Like, I could go on forever.
I just had a scene come to my mind where they were advertising tobacco products. And the doctor takes a leaf and he says, look how evenly this burns. And then the Martin Short character goes, that's important to an athlete like me. Oh, shit, yeah.
It just never ends. So there's a Martin Short thing, Scenes from an Idiot's Marriage. And it's supposed to be like an Ingrid Bergman, like kind of like a weird movie with Jerry Lewis in it. And it's just a great little thing. And it just never ends with SCTV. There's so much.
You know what? I will hold this up high. Everybody who says, oh man, the best sketch was always Will Ferrell as Alex Trebek, and I think it was Daryl Hammond as Sean Connery or whoever it was. And it's like, no. Eugene Levy as Alan Trebell, and Andrew Arthur Liggett, played by Joe Flaherty. Alex Trebell, that was the best. Half-Wits was so much better than
that's a great joke.
Yeah. And the stupid questions and the stupid contestants and Blanche Devereaux or whatever Andrea Martin's one was.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember now. It's been a while.
There was Andrea Martin's character. There was Martin Short's character who would say things like, well, I've always been interested in aviation, so I'll take balls. Stuff like that. Lawrence Orbach. That was
Lawrence Orbach. And there was Arthur Andrew Liggett.
Yep.
Was Joe Flaherty's.
Yep.
And Rick Moranis played a guy. He's like, well, I got a Robinson screwdriver in the back. I can fix that buzzer. They just always do. It just it had to be number one. There was never even a question of whether what was number one. It's always SCT. It just has to be.
Beautiful list.
But there you go. That's the list.
Now, what I think we should do is we should take a quick break with a song before I read my list.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Do you want to do that? Because you know what song's coming up. We discussed songs earlier.
It's God's on the Radio. Yeah, that's what
yeah. So, do you want to introduce it, or do you just want to talk over the commentary?
A couple things. Like, God's on the Radio. That's something I'm proud of. I remember when I wrote the lyrics. I wrote some of the lyrics and thought, this is really stupid, and put it away. Put it away for I think a couple weeks actually, and tried some other things and everything. And then let me see that again. And I realized, it was so stupid. It was clever, and it stuck. Our mutual friend Chris Alderton inspired a line in there with the Phil Collins in the studio, which I always found fun to play live, because when I was playing the song live, I would always go, Phil Collins with the studio, and then I would pause for a second and on purpose go studio, totally copying the song. So I found that was a neat part for it. Dave, Dr. Dave was always in a really good pocket in that song. Not necessarily an easy song to play, and it had to be perfect, and it was just really good. And it's a song that I like. So,
all right, Max the Axe, God's on the Radio from the album Status Electric. If you want to do any additional commentary, just unmute your microphone and you can talk.
I don't need any more comedy. No.
All right, so we're going to come back to my list after we hear God's on the Radio by Max the Axe.
God's on the radio. You got Buddha on the audio. Scott Bale on the telephone. Dan Rather at the studio and put all the knowledge in the same game.
That was
Hey.
great. That was great. God's
Thank
on the
you.
Radio by Maxi Axe.
I like the song. It's a fine line, like Spinal Tap says. Stupid and clever.
It's a very fine line, but you guys tread
Mhm.
it with art and perfection. Which
Well, thank you.
leads me to my list, really. It's
Okay,
work of
yeah.
perfection. It's a work of art. It's a work of perfection.
No idea what this is.
Lana's right. All these photos makes her miss get-togethers. Well, I'm not going to miss this year's Sausage Fest, that's for sure. And
No.
Scotty liked it.
Yeah,
You
but
missed
you're
some of the
gonna-
video. You were taking a break, but you missed the part where I was showing your Aftab Padla shirt. Your wonderful pink Aftab Padla shirt.
I will watch it again. I had to take a leak.
Lana liked the Phil Collins references. So,
Yes. I can't take credit for it. It's Chris Alderton.
the Lamb Lad.
Mm-hmm.
So my list is the Nigel Tufnell top 10 things that Uncle Meat has done with his life.
Okay, this. What are you kidding me?
No.
Why is this being talked publicly?
Because I want to pay tribute to my buddy. I want to pay tribute to my buddy.
Well, when it comes to what I've done with my life.
Well, I guess that's an
maybe-
exaggeration.
You can maybe get 2 things, not 11.
Okay, or maybe this is not on the list, but I wish it was. Okay, maybe not the top 10 things that you've done with your life. The top 10 things that you've done that I have,
Okay.
that has impacted me in some way personally.
Okay.
And I wish. But number 11, pissed in the middle of the road. I've never seen anybody ever do that before. I've never seen anybody ask me to pull over the car so you can take a pee and then go to the middle of the road to pee. And I'm still laughing about it. You can see how red my face is. I'm still laughing about it. Like I said,
there was no one coming.
There was nobody coming. It was an empty road. Yes, we're serious. We're serious.
Oh, I'm serious.
The thing is, stuff like that makes you laugh years later. It's when you know it comes from the heart, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Number 10.
Number 10.
In the year 2013, you introduced me to the band Hibakusha, who we played earlier tonight. I don't know how I missed out.
Get that album. Lana,
I don't know how I missed it.
It's as good as it gets.
This sounds. Maybe Michael will tell me this story behind closed doors.
Michael Moore would have probably had some stories. But he was probably way too young to even tell that story then. What was he?
Probably.
Probably 6, 7 when I first met him. I don't know.
See, keep in mind my mom's watching, so nothing here is going to be too bad. But speaking of making me laugh, I don't know how you do it, but you have the ability to take something stupid and turn it into something hilarious. And the example that I wrote down, rhododendron.
Yeah.
So whatever Sausage Fest it was that I played Beth to wake you up.
Yeah.
And you were walking around the field going, "Stop playing Beth! Stop playing Beth!"
Yeah.
And I complained to Zachary that
Yeah,
he won't stop saying "Stop playing Beth." Like he just keeps repeating it. And he goes, "Just say something else," and he'll repeat that. So Zachary says, "Hey, Meat, rhododendron." At which point you said, "Rhododendron! Rhododendron!" In the car. On the way home, rhododendron! In the...
For an hour and a half.
In the store, top of the rock. Rhododendron!
Mm-hmm.
For no reason at all. None at all. And, I mean, it was fucking hilarious. Like, you took something there and you ran with it. And, again, here I am still laughing about it. There was one other thing you did where you said... Listen to how fucked up my voice is. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing. Also foreshadowing. Number 8. Meat gave me his autographed Clockwork Angels Rush CD. Which is about the most generous thing anybody's ever done.
Well,
ironically,
let's be honest. I'm not a collector at all, and my day was already awesome because me and Tom Morrow. I won to go to Toronto and see an interview with Geddy Lee and Al Sison with Jeff Woods, and so I brought Tom, of course, and me and Tom went. And not only did we get to meet a 2/3 of Rush, I also ended up with a nice little friendship with Mr. Jeff Woods, which became very fruitful. He was very generous and funny and awesome. So, yeah, I'm glad that you were able to benefit from that because it's something that meant something to you, and I didn't give shit.
Yeah, worked out well, but not very many people would give away an autographed Rush CD. So there's that. Number 7. This one isn't. You're not going to like this one, but it makes me smile. Escaping the tent trap of death, which is the 2019 year, where I woke you up by collapsing your tent over you.
I've been angry with you before, but I don't think I've ever been quite that angry with you.
I wish I filmed it, but it was an act of mercy that I wasn't. But all I could see was this ball of tent with like this coming out and doing this, and then finally one of them finds a zipper and opens it, and you fucking threw the tent poles into the bush. And
yes, I did. Yes, I destroyed it. Yeah, I was upset.
Opinions were split on that one. On that one. But
there are some people who were not happy with you.
But you did. Yeah, Ryan and those guys weren't.
Yeah.
They never are.
It happens.
But you did escape, so you passed the test, I guess.
I did, yes.
So that's number 7.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Number 6, as Harrison alluded to, Heavy Cutting. Fairies Wear Boots has to be one of the best Sabbath covers out there on YouTube.
Well, thank you.
Brilliant. When was that recorded? 91? Summer of 91?
92, maybe? 92. And like that live recording, at that point, I still had never in any way played any music either drunk or high. And you can tell because I'm so subdued. Even when I introduced it, like, okay, this is going to be a Black Sabbath. You gotta remember, I'm coming off of not far away from still being uptight about my stuttering that I went through as a kid. So all of a sudden, I'm super serious. Oh, I can't drink. I can't get high. This is serious. Then finally, for the last ever Heavy Cutting show, I went the other way and got so fucked up that at some point I told the crowd to fuck off. But not a real good balance there. Maybe a mistake. No.
There's that's
a long time ago.
Clever and stupid.
But I do like the video. I like the vocals on that video, and I liked the production that Conestoga College and Metal Mike had a part of the whole the effects and everything. It was good.
Harrison agrees that it's one of the better Sabbath covers out there, and I find this hilarious. The perpetually late Tyler Generou is going to get his Sausage Fest list in. He has 59 minutes left to get his Sausage Fest list in, but he's getting it in real soon.
That's Tyler Generou?
That's Tyler Generou right there.
Hey, Tyler Generou, buddy. You know
59 minutes.
If you're a little late, I'll be fine, but only a little late.
Okay. There you go. I would say you got to get it in. You got to get it in by the time he's up and about tomorrow morning, is what I would suggest. Which brings us to number 5 on my list. You are the co-founder of Sausage Fest. The co-founder right there. The one who came up with the concept of the countdown. I believe Tom is responsible for the concept of no women allowed. But
Tom's responsible for everything but the countdown. The countdown thing is my baby. Every other aspect of Sausage Fest is Tom Morwood. There would be no Sausage Fest without
the male centric, the sketches.
There would be no Sausage Fest without Tom Morwood. It's that simple.
But there would be no countdown. There would be no countdown.
Now, this is a good. Okay, remember, there were 3 or 4 years of countdown that were New Year's Eve stuff.
Right? Was it Y2K year?
No, before that. Okay.
Oh.
I had, like I said, I had some medical issues recently. And almost 2 weeks ago now, I had old friends come and do like a socially distant parking lot kind of drive-by thing. And 6 people that were there, and there were more than 6 people there, but 6 of the people that were there for the top 100 list of 1989. That is pretty much about, it's Metallica, and that's about it. But yeah, so it's been a long time. Like the whole
years.
top 100 thing, yeah, a long time ago. But yeah, I'm proud of the Sausage Fest thing. It's year 20 coming up next year, and we're looking forward to it. We'll see how COVID affects it, how it doesn't. Who knows? But we're gonna find a way somehow. And yeah, like I said, the music that came from me, but everything else is all Tom. It's all Tom, and it's Lionel, and it's Eileen. It's that place. And love them all. They're incredible people, and they're generous. And I must say, I cannot in any way forget about Mr. fucking Bucky, who has saved Sausage Fest for 10 years and is someone I love very much. So,
right when you were starting to get stale.
Yeah, that's right. So
yeah. Number 4, the founder, the conceptual artist behind the Nigel Tufnell Top 10 Countdowns. Wouldn't be doing this if he didn't come up with it back in like April or May. So
again,
yeah,
fine line between stupid and clever.
Thank that guy.
It's just
Number 3, co-wrote Scales of Justice by Max the Axe from this album, Status Electric.
Which might be making the top 100 next year.
Maybe. Scales of Justice. Right there, track 9.
My one of 2 co-writes on the album. Yeah, I like that song.
Wouldn't you look at that? Number 2. Co-wrote God's on the Radio.
Proud of it. I'm more proud of it than Scales. Yeah.
And
Thanks.
The number one thing that Uncle Meat has ever done, ever,
what's coming,
happened on this night.
On this night.
On this night.
What do you mean? Not tonight?
No, on this night.
What night?
You can't read.
I can't read them very quick.
On the night that you met my friend Chris and his wife.
Which Chris is that?
Chris Thus.
Oh, really? Because I've seen that name.
Yeah. So we were playing rock band.
So you're talking about the trees? You're talking about the trees.
The trees. We played rock band, and you sang the shit out of Rush's The Trees.
Yeah, I had a better voice back then when it came to vocal range. Yeah.
It was pretty fucking bang on, that version of The Trees. We're all just kind of blown away, and he's like, oh, I'm going to go take a leak, and we're just, wow, he could really sing on that. Yeah, well, he's a good singer. And then there's that moment, that pause where there's no conversation at all, and all we can hear is the trickling of the water into the bowl, the flush. And Chris's wife is the one who said, is he peeing with the door open? This is also my wife's first time having friends over from her work as well. Both of us have work friends over for the first time. And my buddy Meat did the number one thing on the list, the open door piss.
Well, I washed my hands.
He did wash his hands, and this was pre-COVID.
I did wash my hands, but yeah, very, very pre-COVID. But yeah, it was an open door piss.
Yeah.
It's a good way to find out how comfortable the room is.
Sure
when you
is.
decide to do an open door piss for a festival crowd.
Sure is.
I
Well, that's
appreciate.
mine.
I had no idea that you were going to do a list about me. I really had no fucking clue. So
I kind of thought you'd figure it out, but I'm glad you didn't.
no, I didn't. I really didn't figure it out. I didn't know what it was going to be. So.
Oh, she remembers. She remembers.
Oh, I know she remembers. How are you gonna forget that? You forget that. So I don't know if it's necessarily the best thing, but hey.
So next week we're back to the regularly scheduled program, and I've suggested ZZ Top Deep Cuts as a list show. What do you think about that one? You going to be in?
You know what? I think I'm gonna. While I do like the idea, I think I'm gonna pass on that. I'm gonna let some more people go on. But it's a great idea, and I will definitely watch it. If it's not live, I'll watch it on YouTube because I pretty much watched everything.
Yeah,
I'm interested. I think you have a real good group of people.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're lucky.
Syria, you know, Kevin is awesome.
Dreyfus,
John T. Snow, Sarah. I mean, obviously Aaron, who it's been great getting to know Aaron. He and I seem to have some interestingly similar styles of music. There's not many people I know other than him that truly appreciates screaming metal and great jazz.
And the Real Statics.
And the Real Statics. So yeah, big shout out to Aaron. Another big shout out to Deke.
Yeah.
I wanted to say this. It's something I thought of recently, and I want to alter this. I haven't had enough chance to be around Deke. Deke and I really haven't done much when it comes to lists and stuff like that. Sometime in 2021, it's going to be something, and who knows? It might just be purposely you, me, and Deke, and that's it.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I want to have a little bit of Deke time because I need some Deke time.
I'm down with that. We'll schedule that for 2021.
Yeah, because Deke is someone I think we understand each other. We have very similar.
Shit.
We both
missed Aaron. Damn it! I missed Aaron.
I missed Hal.
He's got to go.
Oh, he's got to go.
Ah, crap. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, I'm
sorry,
dude. About that.
Ah, crap.
We'll tell him I appreciate him a lot, and he's someone who has been a lot of fun to get to know.
Absolutely.
As they all have. Oh, and Rob Daniels is another person I really, really respect. I've had some fun, just going on his show sometimes and just hanging with him. He's a great guy.
He is a great guy. Well,
thanks. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you in 2021 in one way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Hopefully in person before.
Make sure that Atlanta girl gets that album, the Hibba Kush album. Now I don't know how.
I can figure out a way to do that.
I think she'll appreciate it.
Yep, I can get that to her. No problem.
Okay.
All right. You take care, man.
Take care,
Ciao.
man. I love you, man. It's been a long time.
Yes.
Take care, bud. See ya.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
You will see him again, Lana, and I will get you those tracks somehow. I know it's sold out on Amazon. I know. All right, next guest in the house is my mom.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mom.
Hi. I don't know how I can top that. that was really good.
Well, you don't have to top anything.
Okay. Yeah, mine will be pretty boring in comparison, I'm afraid. But anyway, Happy New Year's, kid.
Happy New Year's. I'm drinking caffeine, but I'm already at. We're almost there, so I don't really need the caffeine anymore.
Well, I can't believe you've stayed up this late.
No, I can't believe that. I can't believe it either. I'm really sorry I missed Aaron. So you're probably going to be the last guest for tonight.
Okay. Okay,
Ah!
I'll be the last one then. I'm sorry.
So what are you guys
Derek.
watching? What are you guys watching tonight? Or is he already in bed?
I don't know what he's watching. He's downstairs. I'm watching New Year's Eve with Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen. And Don Lemon comes on later. And Don Lemon's show is being taped from his house tonight. And oh my God, what a beautiful house he has. Oh,
That's CNN money.
that's CNN money. Yeah. Yeah.
See ya, Harrison. Hope you can come back soon. Okay, well, why don't we get going with your list for tonight?
Okay. My list is similar to Catherine's in that these are movies and series on Netflix and Disney Plus that helped me get through the COVID.
Oh, that'll be good.
Through the lockdown.
That'll
So
be a
I've
good
never
list.
watched so much Netflix in my life as I've been watching lately. So anyway, this is my list. Okay? Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Number 11. These are ones that I have seen recently. So I've seen a lot of really good movies. Really good movies. But these are the ones that stick in my mind because I've seen them most recently. Number 11. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And that was Chadwick Boseman's last movie.
Right. A lot of talk about that one.
Pardon?
A lot of talk about that one.
Yeah. It was a great movie. And there's a lot of Oscar talk about his performance. He was really, really thin. But the energy he brought to that role is unbelievable when you know afterwards how sick he must have been at that time. It's amazing, just amazing. So that's my number 11. And I must preface this by saying in the year of COVID and also in the year of Black Lives Matter. So I have a lot of movies with that theme.
Yeah.
My number 10 is Da 5 Bloods, the Spike Lee movie.
Okay.
Have you seen that one?
Nope.
You haven't seen any of the...
I haven't seen them yet. No,
I've only given you 2. That was really good. A really good movie. Typical Spike Lee, but what struck me about that movie was they were talking about it's about the Vietnam War. These guys were in the Vietnam War together, and then they went back to Vietnam in 2018, I think it took place. And one of them never recovered. He had PTSD and he was crazy. Anyway, the thing that stayed with me was the blacks make up 11% of the population in the US. This is what the movie said anyway. And 33% of the troops in Vietnam were black.
Yeah.
Because the poor people were the ones that went. I mean, people like George W. Bush, they didn't go. People like Donald Trump, they didn't go.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton didn't go.
Yeah.
He wasn't rich, but I guess he was smart enough to find a way out of it. But anyway, that really struck me. And to me, nothing much has changed. Just like with COVID, it's the poor people, the black people, the minorities that are suffering mostly with that. So So we're getting serious. You had a comedy spot last time. Now we're getting more serious.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Okay, the next one was a movie that I just saw last night, actually, and it's not a recent one. Well, fairly recent, but it's from 2014. I just saw it on Netflix, and I thought, oh, in light of the things I've been watching lately, that's something I'd like to watch, and that's Selma.
Okay.
Selma with an S. When
Yeah.
I tell people I saw Selma, they think I'm saying Thelma.
Right.
Um, that that struck me too because of the last election and how the Republicans are still trying to make it difficult for the Black people to vote. And that's what that march was all about. It was legal for Black people to vote, but they were making it difficult for Black people to vote
Yeah.
by asking them increasingly difficult questions about, the government and blah, 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 until they couldn't answer these questions, and then they rejected their application to register to vote. That was a really good movie. Oprah Winfrey was in that, and she was one of the producers, and so was Brad Pitt. And that was really good. My next one is another Black movie, Black Klansman.
Ah.
Excellent. Excellent. Saw that a while ago, so that's not as fresh in my mind, but that was a really, really good movie.
Well, I know John David Washington's in that one.
Yes. He was great. Now, my list is kind of screwed up here because I made some changes. Okay, so next we have a few series. The Queen's Gambit. Now that's one, there's quite a lot of buzz about that one too. That was really good. And that one was partly filmed in Cambridge and partly in Toronto. So that one I found really interesting. The next ones are British series, which probably nobody has seen. And that is Shetland, which takes place in the north of Scotland, where we were supposed to go this past summer and never got to, and Broadchurch. And those are two series. Broadchurch, I think, was three seasons, and Shetland was longer than that. You bought your aunt the series. Oh, Eric loved the Queen's Gambit. Yes, you should watch that, Michael.
Okay, I guess I will.
Anyway, the other one is a British. Oh,
yeah,
cool. The other one is a British series, of course, The Crown. Everybody's been watching The Crown. So then we get to Disney Plus.
Aha! I know what's coming.
Black Panther. Thank you for telling me to watch Black Panther. I really, really enjoyed it. Funny enough, your sister didn't really like it, but your sister also didn't really like the next one on my list, which is Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I fell in love with that.
Doesn't like it. She doesn't like it.
I fell in love with Mandalorian. I thought that was a great series. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next ones. Next season. Okay, my number one.
Okay, number one.
You were my number one, and you were talking about some of these people with meat.
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
When this lockdown started way back in March, Catherine told me she was watching Schitt's Creek and really enjoying it. And I said, well, I've seen some of them when it ran on CBC. I've seen a lot of the shows. But now that it's on Netflix with no commercials, I'm going to go back and watch them right from the beginning, and I've told you you should watch them too. It is a fantastic series. Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, how can you go wrong? And Catherine O'Hara is so funny. And Eugene Levy, of course, he plays the straight guy, as the straight man, as he does so often, and he was awesome in it. And what's her name? Robin Duke was in it.
Well, Dan Levy.
Well, yeah, of course, but I'm talking about the people from SCTV.
Okay.
Robin Duke was in it. The guy that played Happy, he was in it right through. Robin Duke was just in a few of the episodes, but yeah, Dan Levy. Dan Levy he is something else, but it was funny. What did she? Oh, yeah, I saw that. It was funny. It was laugh out loud funny. And when things were looking so bad, it was just so great to sit here and watch a series like that and just laugh out loud. It was so good. So that is my list. And talking about Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, when you were talking about the old SCTV, you know how Dad loves to watch those old Westerns.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of times we're watching these old Westerns and he says, oh my God, that's like
Six Gun Justice. Yeah.
With Don Mills. Remember Don
Mills?
And
Cheap Laughs Johnson.
Cheap. Yeah.
Blackie. And the...
yeah, Blackie. Yeah. And...
General Tojo.
Yeah, General Tojo. And there was one we saw just recently, and they were sitting around this table by the fireplace, just like in Six Gun Justice. And I said to your dad, "Oh my God, I wonder if there's a chandelier above them. Remember, the chandelier would fall on top of them."
Yeah. They'd always trap them.
Oh,
until next episode.
Oh, nothing is better than SCTV.
I agree. Well, that's a pretty great list.
So
lots of SCTV tonight on these lists.
Yeah, so I think you should really make an effort to watch Schitt's Creek from start to finish, and I think you would really, really enjoy it.
I will.
I've told you that for months now. Yeah, okay.
Well, I will.
Okay, do it. Okay. If I'm your last guest.
No, I got one more coming.
Oh, who's coming?
Michael Morwood's coming.
Oh, good. I'll watch that. Okay. Good night.
Night. See you, Mom. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. And Jen.
Bye.
If you're watching.
Okay. Well, thanks, Mom, for showing up. I'm going to play one more song before Michael shows up. This is a song by a local group called Hello Hopeless. This is my favorite track of theirs called The Match. These guys have kind of been sidelined by the COVID pandemic, so give them a listen on your Spotify. This is Hello Hopeless with The Match. We'll be back with our next guest.
I never wanted to feel this way, like I meant nothing, yours to blame for everything that I have done. You made me feel like the only one. You can't put this all on me. I only wish that you could see. So get lost thinking you're invincible. Hope it all burns down and leaves nothing left. So get lost thinking you're invincible.
Hey, that was Hello Hopeless with The Match from their EP Dark Past, Brighter Futures. And this is Michael!
Hello. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm
Love
happy
your
to
hat.
Be here. Oh, thank you very much, sir. First off, thank you for having me.
You ever hear the joke about the guy who's been everywhere and done everything that was from Pakistan? Those who've seen Fubar know what I'm talking about.
I'm paying tribute tonight with my drink of choice.
Oh, nice. I'm back to the non-caffeinated. We've made it through most of the night, so I don't need the caffeine anymore. And you have a couple buddies that are watching tonight. Your buddy Bryce really liked my Boba Fett.
Please excuse them. Well, first let me get this out of the way. I'm sorry if I stutter a little bit. I've never been live in anything.
No, this is your first time.
And I believe I'm the youngest person to ever be on your show, besides my girlfriend, who was
right
there for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I think she's the record holder.
She's 16 and I'm 17. I look a lot older than I am to those.
Yes, I don't think... Eric is still watching. Yeah, this is your debut. You're the youngest.
Sure
you are... Maxie couldn't show up tonight, so since you are his stunt double, then that's perfect. We have Max's stunt double, which is the second best thing.
Even better, some could say, maybe.
Maybe. Now, Philip Anselmo, of course, thinks you look more like Lips from Anvil, but...
Hey, I take that as a compliment. I'm okay with Lips.
Yep, that's fine, too.
I love me some Anvil.
So you have a little bit of pressure on you tonight, because this is the last list of the night.
Oh, dear. I'm afraid of Meat's opinion on this one.
Well, what category have you chosen for your list?
So I picked the top 10 albums that are new in 2020 in no particular order.
Okay.
But I also have some runners up, and I also have some albums I just heard this year, and I think are pretty awesome. So I'll start you off with my number one, which isn't really my number one best. It's just one of the albums, like I said, in no particular order. So at my number one, I have Song Machine from Gorillaz.
Okay.
One of my favorite bands ever. They were the first band I ever really got into on my own with no outside influence. So no Meat screaming at me or Tom screaming at me or whatever.
I was kind of surprised to see that they're still making music. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, man. They take long breaks, but it comes.
Nice.
This was kind of neat because they did a series of animated music videos along with the album. And they were all really well done. And there were so many different guests. Like a couple different highlights are Elton John. He's on a track. He's on the Pink Phantom. And Beck was on a track called Valley of the Pagans.
Wow.
And the whole album sounds completely different. There's like British punk rock. There's rap. There's really melancholy stuff like Elton John's track. It's all very, very different. It's a good listen. It's long, too. It's like an hour and 16 minutes.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, it's a neat one. It's a neat one. I liked it a lot. So
cool.
I guess I'll go right into my second one.
Yeah.
My second is the self-titled Lamb of God album that came out this year. And it is just pure unrelenting thrash metal. Like, of course, all their other stuff. But my favorite song off of this album is Checkmate. I think it's absolutely brutal. It's a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see this album played live. I had tickets to see Lamb of God in July. But as with a lot of things this year, that never happened. Yeah. But hey, here's to next year.
Yeah.
We're kicking 2020 ass tonight.
We hope.
Yeah. All right. Well, next I have an album by an artist called Poppy, called I Disagree. And I don't think a lot of people here have probably heard of Poppy before.
I have.
Oh, you have? All right. That's awesome. Well, if you've heard of Billie Eilish, a lot of her older stuff is like Billie Eilish, but her new album, I Disagree, completely flips it on its head and is industrial metal and like a lot of just heavy metal. It's got like black metal elements. It's really neat. Huh. I suggest you give it a listen. It's really, really cool.
Well, you got me intrigued.
Yeah, it's a neat one. And there's some really weird like electro pop, like K-pop elements in there. Like it's all over the place. So a couple tracks to check out on there first I picked out would be I Disagree and Bite Your Teeth. I think that one's pretty cool. That one's heavy. And then my number 4, I got Run the Jewels 4.
Yep.
I think that's a pretty good one for this year. It's got a lot of stuff that's relevant to this year, a lot of political stuff, and I'm sure we'll be hearing some of it at the fest this year. There's a lot of guys putting in Run the Jewels now, so I'm excited for that. A couple of neat ones off of that one are Out of Sight and Ooh La La. Out of Sight has 2 chains on it, and it has this really goofy verse on it. I'd buy a hot dog stand if I was trying to be Frank.
I would vote for that just because of Frank Toms.
Yeah, it's a pretty goofy album, but it's a lot of fun. And
Nice.
Speaking of more goofy stuff, the band The Chats, the Australian rock band, a lot like AC/DC. There's a lot of AC/DC influence there, and they're guys that are very close to my age. I think they're only a couple years older than me.
Your audio got way better there for a second. You did
did
something in your audio got way better there for a second.
Is it poor right now?
It was poor. It's poorer than you had it just a second ago. You were kind of leaning forward and.
Hang on. How's that?
Hello?
Hello? Is that better?
Yeah, actually that is. Yeah.
All right, perfect. I got my mic on an arm, so
Gotcha.
it's all over the place sometimes. Anyways, as I was saying, they're not much older than me, and they put out an album this year called, I believe it was called High Risk Behavior. And there's some really good tunes on there. One's called Pub Feed, and it's just all about eating and drinking at the pub. That's a pretty good one. And then
that would pair well with Oktoberfest Cheer.
Oh, it definitely would. It's along the same lines, and I feel like it would piss Eric off as much as his song pisses him off.
I like that pairing then.
I heard about Eric's song like way back in the summer, or Meat's song, and I heard they were doing a punk EP, and I've been waiting ever since to hear it. So tonight was my first time ever hearing that.
It was Dave Haslam's first time hearing it, and he's the drummer.
I
like to sit here and watch this.
I liked it more than I thought I would.
That's great.
I like the accordion. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like a lot of their stuff more than Meat likes their stuff. So
yeah, I agree. Me too.
My buddies and I were blasting the River Grand in the car the other day, and Meat was very confused on why we were doing that.
Oh, that's so neat.
Then the next one I got here is the Atomic Bitchwax Scorpio, the classic stoner rock band. I heard these guys from the first time from Aaron Stepanuk and Tom, them talking about them.
Yeah.
And they put out a new album this year, and it's pretty great. It's heavy. A couple of good tunes on there, Scorpio and Hope You Die. It's some good stuff.
I can remember looking for Atomic Bitchwax CDs at HMV for Tom's birthday way before you were born, yeah.
Wow. It's funny to me, man. I'm in with all of you guys, and like I said, I'm younger than you guys by a large margin.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I'm here. I think I was at my first fest when I was 13.
I don't remember when I first met you, but the first time we really talked was the year of the metal detector.
Yeah.
When we were looking for that knife from the knife chucking
dirt.
game. Yeah, and you found it thanks to the metal detector.
You want to hang on 1 second? My laptop's about to die. I'll grab my charger. I didn't put the battery light before I did it.
Yep. He's charging the laptop. Charging the laptop. Charging the laptop. Michael's charging the laptop. Here, we'll play this until he... Oh, he's done.
There we go.
Perfect.
There we go. She's juicing up now. There we go. Sorry about that.
Perfecto. No worries.
We're all good. Anyways, yeah. I think
Meat Man loves your Devo.
Well, thank you, Meat. I think the first time I met you was probably at the I'd like to say the second fest I was at. I was like 14. That would make sense. I think we talked about Star Trek and Star Wars.
More than likely, it's what we still talk about. I missed Star Trek tonight. I'll have to catch up tomorrow.
Oh, I can't say I'm as sad as you are, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Trekkie. All right, the next one I got is an album I don't think is to a lot of people's taste here, but it's called Ugly is Beautiful by a guy named Oliver Tree. It's an electro pop rock, hip hop album, and I liked it so much because it's a really positive album for this year, especially.
Okay.
All the lyrics are super positive, and they're about like beating depression and all sorts of different things like that.
Nice.
The guy who does it, he looks like he'd be producing parody music because he has a bowl cut and he wears big baggy jeans and he has like a big pink ski jacket. Then you listen to his actual music and it's nothing like that at all. It's actually pretty solid. So that's one of my favorites of this year, definitely. I listen to that a lot. And then I got a KG by King Gizzard. I'm sure you've listened to some King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard in your day.
We have, yes.
The couple good ones off that are Automation, Some of Us, and Minimum Brain Size. I don't like it as much as their last two albums, Fishing for Fishies or Infest the Rat's Nest. Infest the Rat's Nest especially because it was a lot of like thrash metal. It was a really neat album. Have you had a chance to listen to it before?
No.
You got to check it out,
yet.
man. You got to check it out. It's really cool. Same with everybody here. Listen to that album. It's fantastic. And then I got a Titans of Creation, Testament.
Yeah, that made it onto Tom's
Which,
list.
yeah, I'm sure that'll make a lot of people's lists this year. It's a pretty awesome album. And Night of the Witch is an absolutely amazing song. I've listened to that song 80 to 100 times this year probably or something. And then my final album is Firepower Kills by Warbringer. Or sorry, Weapons of Tomorrow. Firepower Kills is the song I like off of it. But yeah, it's another really brutal thrash album. These guys are newer. And I really suggest everybody check them out. Firepower Kills and Power Unsurpassed are a couple pretty amazing ones off of that album. And that concludes my top 10. That's my top 10 for this year. It was a pretty...
You gotta have 11. We need one more.
We need one more. All right.
Pull one out of the runners-up or out of your hat.
Sure. I got my runners-up on my phone. Hang on here a second. Actually, I know what. American Head by Flaming Lips.
Okay.
That album is awesome. I know a lot of people didn't love it, but I really did. And then I have, like I said, I have my runners-up. I got Rebirth by Blasphemy by Midnight. They're a black metal, thrash metal crossover. They're really neat. All the music is done by one guy, but they tour with a band. They're a cool band. And then I got Deep Purple Whoosh.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. It's a pretty good one this year. The Symbol Remains, Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah. I think Meat liked that one as well.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot.
I don't know if he liked the album or not, but I know he made me listen to the track, the lead single.
Yeah. I was honestly pleasantly surprised. Because a lot of the time, like bands like that, they come back with albums and they're not that great. Like Angel Witch came out with an album in this past year, I think, and it was pretty rough. I didn't like it at all. So
yeah,
well, it's a mixed bag, right? I got No Dream by Jeff Rosenstock, and then I believe that is my runners up. But then I got a few albums here that I just listened to this year that I think everybody should check out. I have one called End of Comedy by a band called Drug Dealer. It's a weird name, but it's like a hybrid of like Pink Floyd and Tame Impala. Some really funky psychedelic stuff, especially on the track Suddenly. I like that a lot. And then speaking of Tame Impala's first album, Tame Impala, which sounds completely different than all their other stuff. It sounds almost exactly like Cream. It's really cool. It's really, really cool, man. Then I got a death metal album next. I got Anti-Cult by Decapitated. It's a pretty brutal one. If anybody's into death metal here, I'm not sure how many death metal people we have, but
Dr. Dave.
I know Dave has probably heard it.
Yeah.
So, and then I got when quarantine started, I kind of went into this stint where I listened to T-Rex for like 3-4 months.
Interesting.
I was just nonstop T-Rex. Again, because I guess it was just some really happy stuff for all the shitty, depressing stuff going on.
Yeah.
So all the like the Slider, Tanks, Electric Warrior, Futuristic Dragon, all of it, it's awesome. Anybody go check it out. It's just some really groovy 60s fuzz. Like it's awesome. And then I got Rex Brown and his solo album, Rex Brown from Pantera.
Yeah, your band.
Yeah.
Your buddy's band, I should say.
My buddy's band, yeah.
Yeah.
He put out a solo album. It's a lot of like really bluesy rock. It's really good. There's a cool song on there called Train Song. I liked a lot.
Does he sing?
Yeah, he does. And he plays guitar. He doesn't play bass.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's neat. It's different. It's not what I would have expected. And then I got into another stint here where I listened to a lot of Violent Femmes for a couple months there. A lot of their stuff is pretty awesome. Same with Arcade Fire. I listened to a lot of Arcade Fire this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, not an
my
Arcade
thing
Fire
personally.
guy. No,
Not personally. No.
I really love their first two albums. I think they're awesome, but I could see how they're not everybody's thing. It's a lot of the same stuff, but hey. And then I will do Meat Chop. And then I discovered this band from the early 70s called Irish Coffee. If you've ever heard of them before.
No, but I like the beverage.
It's some heavier, bluesier rock. If you're going to listen to a song, I think you would really like it. It's called The Show.
Okay.
I sent it to Meat, but I don't know if he's listened to it yet.
I'll check it out.
But yeah, that's 2020 for you. That's all my 2020
in
stuff.
a nutshell.
2020 in a nutshell, man. It's been a long year, and I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah, me too. Well, 15 minutes to go.
But speaking of helmets, I thought I'd show this quick. Bryce bought me this for Christmas, and it's pretty awesome.
Nice.
My Punisher Iron Man helmet.
That is nice.
It lights up and everything. See if I could get it to go here. Makes sounds, and the face comes off.
You know, these replica helmets are. I mean, they're better made today than any that we had access to as kids. People are spending their money collecting them, and they look great. But damn, I do not have room for a helmet collection. Like, that's just not a thing I have room for.
They take up a lot of space, gotta say.
And like that Vader, you know the Vader helmet that I bought earlier in the year? It's so shiny. You don't want anything to touch it to damage.
Oh, it's the fingerprint
surface.
magnet.
Yeah.
It's an absolute
so like,
fingerprint
I have it
magnet.
wrapped up in cloth in a closet right now just to keep it away from the elements. But you know, where am I going to store a Boba Fett helmet or a Mando helmet? I'm not going to have room for that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think Bryce has got like 7, and he's buying like wall-mounted units just to put them on the wall.
He wants you to list off his helmets.
Oh, he's got Boba Fett, he's got Stormtrooper, he's got Darth Vader, he had Kylo Ren, Poe Dameron's pilot helmet, he had Ant-Man. I don't remember he's got a bunch. That's all. He's got a pile. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, thanks for showing up, Michael. I know you got a family to attend to.
It's whatever.
I got a couple more songs I'm gonna play, and awesome. And then we'll count down to the end of the shitty year.
Well, hopefully I can come back at some point and I'll tell that story of the first time I met Meat Chop. I was about 10 years old, I think, and that was entertaining.
Well, 2021, if you ever have a night where you're not working, which I don't know if that exists, but if you do,
next Friday.
All right. Well, maybe.
All right, man.
All right. Take care, Michael.
It was good to see you. See you, everybody.
Cheers.
Happy New Year's.
Bye-bye. Okay, well, this next song that we're going to play is a song called She Is from a band called Here Comes Jim. This is an album that is 21 years old, almost 22. And I used to really like these boys from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. You can look for my review very, very soon on MikeLadano.com. This is She Is by Here Comes Jim.
Blinding me, no over fields of infertile soil, decrepit, and my thinking is limited. Embrace the disgrace, moving time to time, to time to time. Landscape of rotting trees, and ducks in is the shadows. I am the shadow. The ducks in is the shadow. Shake breeze, boys, solid, mystifying a guest. She is, no way to know. One thing is swirling mist that's lost with me. When I in it. She moves like stealth, covering, destroying, entrancing with each penetrating thought, each unprovoked attack. And all I am sure of is this the dawn or the end? The faltering steps echo loudly, and we all fall down. A pocket full of posy. Hush now, hush now, hush now, hush now, hush now, hush now. Shake breeze, boys, solid, mystifying the guest. She is, no way to know. One thing is swirling mist that's lost. I am lost, she is lost. We are lost in a mist that's lost in me. I am lost, she is lost. We are lost in a mist that lost itself in me.
Still love that song. That was She Is by Here Comes Jim, which was, well, a bunch of buddies of mine back in the 90s, early 2000s. Long time ago now, but I dug up the album, and I was pleased that I still love it as much as I did back then. We only have time for one more song, which is good, because I still had one more song planned, and then I guess we'll count them down to the new year. This final song, it's called I Hate Workin', and it's by a band called Deadline. And of all the bands I've written about on my website, I get more emails about Deadline. This CD is impossible to find. Came out in 92, and they were a very diverse hard rock band from Sarnia, Ontario. And while the song that I've chosen is not indicative of their overall sound, I've chosen it because tonight's a party and I hate working. Here's Deadline on the LeBrain train.
Quiet. That's an old quiet. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Early to bed, early to rise. You miss the thrill of the evening and you wake up tired. Everybody's doing it, just biding their time. Whoever made up this plan sure didn't have me in mind. Slaving day after day for a minimum wage, yeah. Drives you crazy to escape, make it some other way. Why? 'Cause I hate working. That's right, I said I hate working. Working every night. I stage. I'd rather do it this way. I'd rather do it this way. A penny saved is a penny earned, but that won't buy you nothing, man. You'll only get burned. Saving your whole life for a day that won't come. Stop and smell the roses, go and lay in the sun. Slaving day after day for a minimum wage. Yeah. Drives you crazy to escape, make it some other way. Why? 'Cause I hate working. That's right, I said I hate working. Working every night. I hate working, that's why I'm up on stage. I'd rather do it this way. I'd rather do it this way. An honest day's work is an honest day's pay, but if you take my advice, there's an easier way. Give me a stage, a groovy song and the lights. My occupation is playing, and we're playing all night. Slaving day after day for a minimum wage. Yeah. Drives you crazy to escape, make it some other way. Come on, people, what do you hate? I hate working. That's right, I said I hate working. Working every night. I hate working. That's why I'm up on stage. I'd rather do it this way. I'd rather do it this way. I'd rather do it this way. I'd rather do it this way.
Hey! That was Deadline with I Hate Workin' from their 1992 self-titled album. And this is my 2020 calendar. Oh my God, is that ever accurate, eh? If only we knew when we got this calendar how accurate this was going to be. We got the TV on in the other room. We'll do the countdown in sync with what's on TV. And then I'll say goodnight. But thank you so much for watching tonight. Thank you for all the guests. Huge apologies to Aaron. I just lost track of time there. I can't believe that 3 hours wasn't enough time to have all those guests plus Aaron. But, you know, this has been, for me personally, a huge trip. I've enjoyed it so much. I owe it to the Meat Man who came up with the idea for tonight's show, this drop-in show idea. I didn't really have any clear ideas of what I wanted to do, but Meat suggested this drop-in thing. It was originally supposed to be about 10 minutes each per guest, but I think Michael Morwood might be the only one who came in under 10 minutes. And, of course, that's due to the deadline. We're into the last minute here, I think. I'm not 100% sure what's going on in the other room, Jen. We're down to the last minute?
51 seconds.
Okay, count her down, and I'll count her down in sync with you, okay?
Okay, I'll start around 20, okay?
Start around 20. Okay, so we're going to count her down starting at 20. And we can kiss this darkest year of our adventures goodbye. And we will, as the first act of 2021, we will open up the new Mandalorian calendar and hang it on the wall.
20,
19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Fuck you!
Done.
It's 2021.
I'm gonna have my first sip of hockey pain.
First kiss of 2021. Love you,
That's a
baby.
good one. I love you.
First calendar of 2021. Can't believe I did the whole show. I can't believe I stayed up because I never do on New Year's. I never stay up. I can't believe it.
Sat in another room knitting
My wife sat in the other room knitting.
and learning Arabic.
So the first, and learning Arabic, as I was explaining earlier. So my first act of 2021 is to open up my new Mandalorian calendar, given to me by my beautiful wife Jen. And the funny thing is, I rarely have a calendar to start the new year. This is actually not very often. Happy New Year, Harrison, buddy. But it's been 2021 for a while now in Australia. So here we go, January 2021. That year is over. Well, up goes the calendar on the wall. Thank you for joining us for this marathon show. Again, huge apologies to my good buddy Aaron, who just couldn't hang around and wait for us to finish chatting. It ain't always perfect, but it is always. And I thank you for watching. I wanted to play some more music. I actually had more videos lined up, but I guess we'll save them for future weeks. I played the 5 songs I wanted to play. So to recap, the 5 songs that we played were Max the Axe, Oktoberfest Cheer, Hello Hopeless, The Match, Hibakusha, Masquerade, Deadline, I Hate Workin', and Here Comes Jim, She Is. And you can look for the full review of the Here Comes Jim album in January. Well, here we are in January. Thank you so much for watching. Roll credits. Cheers.
Guaranteed 2,000 words or more. LeBrain train. LeBrain train. If rock and roll is what you crave, it's guaranteed to make your day. Stick around and what they've got to say. LeBrain train. LeBrain train. Yes, at least you never know, so just sit back, enjoy the show. This train goes everywhere you want to go. LeBrain train. LeBrain train.
Give me a one-way ticket to anywhere and a glazed donut. To go.
LeBrain